Yeah.
All right, so yeah, Shalom. Let's see, you got a phone? Oh, not right now. Shalom. Pretty kind. Alright, yeah. Alright, back out here again. You know, this season Odyssey, giving all honor, praise, and glory to the Heavenly Father, name and Son.
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Wahawakash.
Alright. Kawadi Habashim Yahshua, Holy Spirit, once again, back out here again. You know, with the Hebrew Israelites, you know, sons of Yasha Allah, people know as Israel, all right? And once again, bringing unto you, ushering unto you, really the kingdom of heaven, you know? By first prophesying unto you the downfall of America, man, and all the enemies that hate us, man. The scriptures talk about that. Let them be confounded that hate, you know, Zion, man. All right? This place about to be destroyed, man. That's what we're coming out here to tell you. Okay, so, Brother Shariad, to my left is
Brother Mahar.
Shalom, you know. Shalom to the elect, man. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone. Okay, slaves to be saved, Lord willing, slaves to be saved. You know, on down to the men, you know, here at this church, you know. Teaching, giving diligence to all the brothers in general. The elder brothers on down to the elder brothers teaching the truth and all true faith and sincerity. Okay? These damn crackers with these goddamn Edomites, man. Let's see, who? I mean, you damn, see, the Oreos. But dude, what's that? You know? Like, kids, anyway, you know, until you men, women, and children, shalom for you. But to you men, women, and children of the Israelite race, all right, shalom, ultimately to the elect, those that will go on, you know, about to go on and come to have in the house of David. And that's what the Lord's doing. He rebuilding the house of David right now, man. You know, everything is really to the ushering in of the kingdom. All right, we prophesy the downfall of our enemies, man, wholeheartedly. You got something? Prophesy Jeremiah 51:12. Or is that 50? Yeah, I think that's it.
It's Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 12.
Right, yeah.
Set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon. Yeah. Make the watch strong. Yeah. Set up the watchmen. Yeah. Prepare the ambushes. Yeah. For the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
Yeah, and that's what? Sending out prophets. All right? Sending out prophets to usher in the downfall of America, man. That's what he said he was going to do. You know? That's exactly what the Lord said he was going to do. And he did. Get that in what's that, Jeremiah 25? Kick that off. Jeremiah 25. And jump to 18. I want to say that is. Where it says not 25 and 18, what's that? Hosea 6 and 5. said he was going to what? He was going to raise up prophets. Okay? That's exactly what he did. Yeah, 29. Jeremiah 29 is 15. Okay? Yep.
Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 15.
That's right, man.
It says, because ye have said, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai hath raised us up prophets in Babylon.
See? Jump up. Let's get started verse started 11.
It's Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Thoughts of peace and not of evil.
Yeah, what's the thoughts? The thoughts is declared in this book. And what's declared in these thoughts in this book is what? How we gotta get ready, we gotta prepare to meet, you see, our maker. Which goes back into what? Set up the prepare the ambushes. See that? Prepare the ambushes, prepare to meet your maker. That goes into Amos the 4th chapter. Alright? Go ahead.
It says to give you an expected end.
Yep. And that's what that's what's about to happen. It's like when your parents say, I'm about to go pick you up, we about to go do this, we about to go do that. Now Shah about to come pick us up, and then we're gonna go get the heathens. You know? He gonna pick us up and we get ready to go back home. You see what I'm saying? Going to Isaiah the 14th chapter. Let's go back there, let's go there real quick. 14, Matter of fact, no, we ain't gonna get there. You know what I'm saying? That's tonight's class. All right, go ahead.
Continue.
Yep. But you know what? Instead of that, let's replace that with Job 20. Job in the 20th chapter. Job chapter 20. And scriptures talk about how, basically what we finna. Basically, this is what's going to happen when our Father come picks us up. You know what I'm saying? In the name of the Son. He hitting us up like, your big brother gonna come get you. Okay? Y'all gonna go do this, do that. That's basically what he's telling us. That's why he said, prepare to meet your maker. You know? Oh, your daddy outside. You know what I'm saying? Your father's outside. Or the scriptures that say in the New Testament how it say when the bridegroom is coming in a minute, like go out to meet him. Exactly. See that? This is Job 20 and oh, you know what? That's not Job 20. It's Job 18. Job 18 and 18 to start at verse to get context, not at 5.
Yep. This is Job chapter 18 and verse 5.
Yeah.
It says, the light of the wicked shall be put out.
So we're talking about the wicked right here. Go ahead.
And the spark of his fire shall not shine.
Yeah, the spark of his fire shall not shine. Okay, go ahead.
The light shall be dark in his tabernacle.
Yeah, man, yeah. All that Illuminati shit's gonna go out the window. Okay.
And his candles shall be put out with him.
Okay. You see, his candle gonna be put out with him. You know? All that council, G20 summits, all that's about to come to an end, man. Go ahead.
Time. Verse 7, it says, the steps of his strength shall be straightened.
Yep. Meaning what? He's gonna be forced to get in line. See? Because when something straight is in line. You know? So the steps of his what did it say?
The steps of his strength.
The steps of his strength. You know, the way he brings his strength out, the way his strength is established, is gonna be made straight. You know? So basically he's about to lose his strength then, you know? Go ahead.
Yeah, kind.
Why? Because Yahweh Shemel Shah, our maker, this is what he's coming to do. This is what we're finna spend, our time with our Father doing. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
And his own counsel shall cast him down.
See, his own counsel shall cast him down. Yeah, the pit, the heathen is snare in the work of his own hands. You know? Period, man. Okay, now jump to verse, Baruch Bashar. Jump to verse, read the next verse.
Yeah, come on, this is verse 8. It says, for he is cast into a net by his own feet.
Yeah.
And he walketh upon a snare.
Yep.
The jinn shall take him by the heel.
Yeah, the trap. The trap shall take him around the hills. Just going back to that last night. What's that jinn? That jinn is that snare that's going to be rained down upon him. What's another word for snare? Trap. Well, what does snare mean? Trap. What's another word for snare? Jinn. Yeah? All right.
And it says, and the robber shall prevail against him.
Who's that robber? How is that? Yeah.
It says, the snare is laid for him in the ground, and a trap for him in the way.
Yep. Yeah.
Terrors shall make him afraid on every side.
And who's that? Get Psalm 63, start at 5. Yeah, keep reading.
Psalm chapter 63 and verse 5, it says, my soul shall be satisfied as with marrow and fatness.
Start at Sloggy, not 63 and 5. Start at 62. Psalm 62 and 5. I want to say that is.
You don't need my rock?
Psalm 60. You know what? I think it's Psalm 66. Try that, Psalm 66. 66 and 5. Yep.
Psalm chapter 66 and verse 5, it says, come and see the works of the Most High.
You see? Start at 3.
Fine.
Come on.
Psalm 66 and verse 3 says, say unto the Most High, how terrible art thou in thy works.
See?
In thy works.
That's what we're talking about, man. See? Jump to 5.
Fine. Verse 5, it says, come and see the works of the Most High.
Right. He's terrible because of what he's done.
Fine.
It works, man.
He is terrible.
Right?
In his doing.
He is terrible. You know? And his what?
In his doing.
That's why he's terrible, man.
Toward the children of men.
See? That's it. You got it, bro.
This is Job chapter 18 and verse 11.
Same verse.
Terrors
Yep.
shall make him afraid on every side.
I mean, how rocks and how power he pulls up with his works of old. You know? Which is what? Plagues, famine, you know? Death, destruction. They say the Lord changed not. Therefore, ye sons of Jacob are not consumed. The Lord gonna get down the same way he always got down. You know? Thing that has been is that what shall be. That's what the Lord gonna do. You want to play Pharaoh, well, you gonna get the judgments of, you know, people. You know? Man.
Yeah, kind. It says, it shall drive him to his feet. His strength shall be hunger bitten, and destruction shall be ready at his side.
See, destruction shall be ready at his side.
It shall devour the strength of his skin.
Yeah, and that's still on what? That's still on Psalm 17 chapter. You can jump there real quick, brother. Psalm 17 and start at 11.
Psalm chapter 17 and verse 11, it says, they have now compassed us in our...
I said Psalm, Revelation. Revelation.
Revelation.
Revelation 17.
Yep.
Yeah.
Revelation 17 and verse 11, it says, and the beast that was and is not,
Right.
even he is the eighth.
Let me see. Let me jump down a little bit. Started 16. Yeah.
Revelation 17 verse 16, it says, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, he shall hate the whore,
Yep. Yeah.
and shall make her desolate and naked.
See that? And what do you see upon all his skin, right? Yeah.
It says, and shall eat her flesh.
See? That's what? Skin.
And
Eating chickens. What's before the chicken? Before the chicken, the flesh. The skin. Yeah?
it says, and burn her with fire.
Yeah. See?
Hey guys.
So you got it, man. Good. Good, brother.
It said,
Come on,
Yep. Job chapter 18, in verse 13, it shall devour the strength of his skin.
See? What? That terrible work of Yahweh Shemel shot, man. You see? Which is what? The day of evil. You know? That's what Jeremiah was concerned about. You know? Jeremiah back. You know? Jeremiah said, be not a terror unto me in the day of evil. The Lord about to be terrible. Because that day of evil is dealing with what? Jacob's trouble. World War III, all that, man. You know? Which is pretty much the ushering in, once again, in the kingdom. Through what? First, prophesying the downfall of America. That's why Jeremiah was also told, you know, the prophets, he also said the prophets had, of old prophesied both against many countries, right? Kings, pestilence, destruction, evil. See that? And that's what's going to happen again. And that's which is what's happening now. Because that's what John was told he was going to have to do in Revelation the 10th chapter. What's known as Revelation the 10th chapter. You shall go before many kings and have to prophesy again. Right? He was told that then. That was what, 98 AD? You know what I'm saying? That's like 98 years after the outside, crucified rose again, right? Okay? So he was told that then. He said, you're going to have to prophesy again. You're going to have to hear all this, eat this roll, and, you know, do this again. Just like Daniel was told the same thing. You're going to stand in your, you know, shut up the book until the time of the end. You know, your knowledge is going to be increased. Why? Because Yahweh Shah at that point, after Daniel will have what? Loose the seals. You see? To where the things that Daniel was seeing, Yahweh Shah would have brought the understanding of it. And then Daniel will be able to come back and bring out now, finally interpret the things he couldn't. That's why the scriptures say that, you know, in, what's that? Sirach, the 42nd chapter, or the 41st chapter, how he hasn't given that power to all his saints to declare all his marvelous works. You see? So you're reading the scriptures how there's certain things that, you know, the prophets couldn't bring out necessarily. Just like now. You know? Well, we understand this whole road. Everything that's been revealed. You know? But nonetheless,
This Job chapter 18.
this is one of those things. They didn't know what the hell they were seeing. We know now. You know? That's just thought he seen flying swords, man. You know? That's what he thought. It's like that dream I had. I thought, you know, it's just, I know what that means. I know that's talking about the loots. You know?
Job 18 and 13. It shall devour the strength of his skin. Even the firstborn of death shall devour his strength.
Yeah. The firstborn of death. Who is that talking about? You know? Scripture talking about how Yahweh Shah is the firstborn of many brethren, man. Yahweh Shah also that death angel, man. That what? Killed all the firstborn in Egypt. You see? Go ahead.
Verse 14, it says, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle.
And that's exactly what happened to Pharaoh. You see? Because now it's talking about his. You see? Not just the wicked. It's to know that this wicked is a certain man. It's Esau, so-called white man, who's ruling right now. You know? He's the main reason we got prophets out right now. We're in the stead of Moses right now. Because Moses, he really, real quick, if you can get Isaiah 41 and 26, and we're going to also get Deuteronomy 32, and the 34 and the 12th verse. that last verse. Bring it up.
Isaiah chapter 41 and verse 26, it says, who hath declared from the beginning
Right.
what we may know.
Right.
It says, and before time, that we may say he is righteous.
Let me see that.
Isaiah chapter 41 verse 23, it says, shew the things that are to come hereafter.
Now who's going to do that? The prophets, going back to what? Jeremiah 29th chapter. How it said he raised up prophets in Babylon, right? Which we get back to, right? And who's those prophets? Amos 2, the Israelites. Matter of fact, grab that real quick. Okay. Amos 2 and 11.
Yeah.
My heart got it.
It's Amos chapter 2 and verse 11.
Huh?
It says, and I raised up of your sons for prophets,
Your sons, come on.
and of your young men
Your young men, come on.
for Nazarites.
Yeah, Nazarites. And so go ahead.
Is it not even thus, O ye children of Israel?
Yeah, so the prophets only come from the Israelites. The Lord raised up prophets. They're gonna always be, they gotta be the Israelites. And they're gonna prophesy on what? Everything that's about to happen. So before those things can happen, the prophets of the Israelites gotta be raised up. In order for what's written to happen, can happen. Okay? Now, my point is what? Read that, not cut out. My point is what? Moses basically he did the same thing. Right? But he not only prophesied of what was going to happen, he did terrible things. You see? That's what happened, because think about it. We're talking about how, right, in this what's that? Job the 18th chapter. Job the 18th chapter, how Esau basically being compared to Pharaoh right there. Well, what happened to Pharaoh? The king, terror was brought his way. He was told what was going to happen before it happened, and then it happened. And that was upon who? A prophet. That's only through who? A prophet. So Moses is a prophet. And then that shows you what? What was I about to say? I forget, but my point more so is what? Moses also went on to, my point, what I was going to say is that once again, the prophets only come from the Israelites. Because Moses was a Levite. Okay, and that's how it's going to keep going. So the thing that has been is that what shall be. The Lord going to do the same process again. He's going to prophesy to Pharaoh, right? This so-called white man that want to be like Pharaoh. Like, let his people go. You better do this, you better, That's why I say that all the nations that forget God shall be turned into him. Because even if you didn't understand how about Shemashah, we know you know about him. And we know y'all listen. Doomsday clock, you know what I'm saying? Just going into that, the history of that, But he gonna do the same thing again, So he gonna send you Moses, right, if you will, telling you to let his people go. Yahweh said, and Pharaoh's like used to would be like, the ancient Pharaoh would be like, who's Yahweh that I should, Well, Yahweh gonna do this, and then it happened. And then that's that terror. You see? So what you about to see is right now, the same thing play out right now. If you can read that again, we don't need the Amos no more. If you can read that in that Job.
In Job chapter 18, in verse 14, it says, his confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle.
Right. And that was, Pharaoh he was talking like that because he was confident. You see? In his tabernacle. Everything he had. That's exactly what happened. And then Moses like, Moses, how about you? The house said, And so everybody, Jeremiah was told the day is come that the days it shall no longer be said, I will lift that brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. But the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shah lived that brought the children of Israel from the land of the north. So that means what? Egypt gonna happen all over again. It's gonna be a Pharaoh and everything. It's gonna be a Moses and everything. It's gonna be a Moses. It's gonna be a Aaron. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be all those things, man. You see? It's gonna be spiritual power. It's gonna be prophesying then power. 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 prophesied in power. That's what's gonna be. Because that's the thing that has been. You see? And that's the once they start seeing it in that order, that's when this so-called white man, just like Pharaoh then, is going to start to lose his confidence. Because they see the shit we stand ain't shit. You know? It's real. Oh damn, the prophet's back. Oh damn, the Israelites back. You know? Go ahead and read that, bro. Watch this.
Isaiah chapter 41, verse 23, it says, "Shew the things that are to come hereafter."
And that's how they be talking. You know? Alright, go ahead. We're gonna show you what's gonna happen. Go ahead.
It says, "That we may know that ye are gods."
Woo. Come on.
It says, "Yea."
See, we're not just a prophet, but a God. Go ahead. And God's got what? Power. Go ahead.
It says, "Yea, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed."
Yeah, gods can't die either. Now, the key point in this is right at the end. Read that one time, brother. Listen to this.
It says, "Yea, do good or do evil,
Yep.
that we may be dismayed and behold it together."
So there it is. Do good or do evil. Do good or do evil. See that? Now, what did Moses do? What's another word for terror? Go to Jeremiah 17 and 17 real quick. Then we're going to get that Deuteronomy. Because it said his confidence is going to be rooted out, right? Go ahead and read that one time. Job 28. Then we'll get that.
Job chapter 18 and verse 14.
Yeah.
His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle,
Yeah.
and it shall bring him to the king of terrors.
Yep. Cool.
Verse 15, it says, "It shall dwell in his tabernacle,
Right.
because it is none of his.
See, terror. You know? Go ahead.
Brimstone shall be scattered upon his habitation.
Yep.
His roots shall be dried up, beneath and above."
Yep. The land that you see root, you know? So he shall see suddenly wasted.
Yeah, kind.
You know? Go ahead.
Yeah, his roots shall be dried up, beneath and above shall his branches be cut off.
Yeah, you starting to see this when this place is no longer flourishing, man. You know? Hey, cops getting killed left and right, man. You know, y'all ain't got shit coming. You know? I got a compilation for y'all. Go ahead.
Kind. It says his remembrance shall perish from the earth.
Yep. Hey, do anybody remember? You know, don't you know it's they got to do historical research on who was that pharaoh that was fucking with us? Right. You know what I'm saying? It's a debate on who it is. Some brothers get the name, but it ain't something that's put out. It's just always say pharaoh. Everybody usually in general just say pharaoh. It don't matter what pharaoh was. You know, we don't even know. You know, good.
Yeah,
He's a
kind.
nobody. Good.
Right.
Exactly.
He's a clown. Yeah.
His remembrance shall perish from the earth,
See? Just like Pharaoh did. Man.
and he shall have no name in the street.
Woo! You just say Pharaoh. You said who? It don't even say his name. It just say Pharaoh. Go ahead.
Man, it says he shall be driven from light into darkness,
Yep.
and chased out of the world.
Go ahead. Yeah, because why? The world that's getting ready to come upon this one ended has nothing to do with his ass. You know? They ain't ran about you. In this world that's to come, you get your ass beat the fuck out of them. You get your ass whipped every day. You know? You slap skin off you for real. Go ahead.
Yeah, kind. It says he shall neither have son nor nephew among his people.
We know that's talking about Esau. Prepare slaughter for his children. Nephew, his cousin, he said, cut off everybody. All of the other dudes. Go ahead.
It says, nor any remaining in his dwellings.
Okay.
They that come after
That's
him.
why I say that inward thought is that the house shall continue forever. And their dwelling places to all generations. But see, they don't understand the thoughts of your house outside. Micah wrote that, man. They know. Isaiah 47. You remember that they consider not the latter end? That last don't even, you know? It's all about what's going to happen. Oh, that's a spirit. Funeral. Go ahead.
Man. It says he shall neither have son nor nephew among his people, nor any remaining in his dwellings. They that come after him shall be astonished at his day, as they went before were affrighting.
Yep.
Surely such are the dwellings of the wicked,
Yep.
and this is the place of him that knoweth not Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Go ahead.
It says, then Job answered and said,
Where you at? 18, that was good. So bring him before the king of terrors. He did? Yeah. Bring him before the king of terrors? Yeah, that's 14. Oh, yeah, go ahead. I missed that part. That's the part I want.
yeah, it's Job chapter 18 and verse 14. His confidence shall be rooted out of his tabernacle,
Right, that's how we got here. Go ahead.
and it shall bring him to the king of terrors.
That's crazy. Now watch this. Go ahead on that. Now, who's the king of terrors? You just raised the house in the outside.
Yeah.
But we know the Lord doeth nothing. He gonna send his son, and then his son got brothers. Remember, prepare to meet your creator. The dad getting ready to come pick you up. Y'all gonna do this. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get dressed, and then y'all got things laid out. Y'all gonna do. And our shot comes, but he's sending his, you know, our big brother. You know what I'm saying? He like, y'all gonna go do this. Prepare. You know? You know? That's crazy. Go ahead.
Jeremiah chapter 17 and verse 17 says, be not a terror unto me.
Yep.
Thou art my people in the day of evil.
Now my what?
Salakia. Thou art my hope in the day of evil.
Yeah, there it is, man.
Salakia.
So that really, that terror is synonymous with what? Time to come, the day of evil. So he's getting ready. That's talking about what's about to happen to Esau during Jacob's trouble. It's Job in 18 chapter. Now who's gonna bring him that terror? Get that Deuteronomy, Bible Kasar?
This is Deuteronomy chapter 34 verse 12.
Because remember, everything it starts upon the prophets. You see, going back to the first one, so we started off with what? Prepare ye the ambushes. You know, and the Lord is what he's gonna do this, he's gonna do. Matter of fact, go there real quick. Then we're gonna go right back there. Just to tie this thing back on. Jeremiah 51. You can get it. Let the brother do it.
Jeremiah 51 and 12.
You got it, bro.
Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 12 says, set up the standard upon the walls of Babylon.
Yeah.
Says, make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen.
Yep.
Prepare the ambushes.
Yep. Yeah.
Says, for the Lord Yahweh.
That's what Moses them did, right? And those ambushes, they're terrible. You know what I'm saying? Ambush ain't nothing nice. Nothing nice. That's a bad time. Somebody ambush, it's like when you get jumped. You know? Go ahead.
So if I can, it's like the account was the harlot's name? Yeah, Khan. I said when Joshua sent the two spies in, you know what I'm saying? They said the whole city was scared.
Yeah, they said the whole land fainted because of you. You know? Go
It says, prepare the ambushes, for the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
Yeah. We got one time that last part again, brother.
Time. For the Lord Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, hath both devised and done that which he spake against the inhabitants of Babylon.
See that? Which is what? He was going to raise up prophets. You see? He's going to perform all these different things, man. You know? He's going to prophesy, and then basically, he said he was going to bring ambushes. But he was telling his men to prepare the ambushes. He's doing that. The ambushes is terrible. So who's really doing that? We just read how, once again, he said, shew us therefore what shall happen hereafter, that we may know that ye are gods, do good or evil. You see what I'm saying? So the ones that's able to do that, that's basically the Lord putting out there like this is out. That ability is out there. Somebody that can choose good or evil. Well, that's the prophets of the Israelites, who are gods, by the way. That's all scripture. But also not only that, but the Lord's saying they got the ability to do good or evil.
Exactly.
That's what he's putting out here. You see what I'm saying? Go ahead and bring that up.
Deuteronomy chapter 34 and verse 12, it says, And in all that mighty, let me read this again. And in all that mighty hand, and in all the great terror which Moses shewed, which Moses shewed,
And all that what?
in all the great terror which Moses shewed
Moses shewed, man.
in the sight of all Israel.
See? Moses did terrible things. You know? He was used to do terrible things. It was your Halabashim outside, but he was the antenna, you know? He was the antenna. It's like when you get a bad reception on your TV, who to blame? Blame the antenna, you know? But the antenna is the mediator, really. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's not the source, but it's getting a, you know? You know, it's only good as, you know, as much power is coming down onto it. You know? And that's why we know it's no prophecy there in power, man. Because how Sean said, Terry, he in Jerusalem until you being dude, you know, yeah, with power from on high, man. You know? Straight up. That's what we waiting on. That's the order that's gonna happen there, man. Cause so not only did Moses prophesy, but what he did terror. You see? Through what? Them powers. You know, Moses said, look, all your firstborn are gonna die. And it happened. You know? Moses took the stick and then turned it to a snake, man. You know, a damn serpent. You know? Can't make that up, man. You know? And there's a lot of symbolism to that, to the Lord using that. You know? There's a lot of symbolism to that, man. You know? The Lord turned it into a serpent. But nonetheless, that's the process, that's the order that must take place in order for the kingdom that we really prophesy to you to come. You have to first prophesy what? You know, the downfall of America to who? To the king. Give me Daniel real quick. You can drop that Deuteronomy 32. Job. Yeah, that Job 29. We did that. Let's get that. Daniel 5, 14. I got it. Go ahead, buddy.
Daniel chapter 5, verse 14. It says, I have even heard of thee that the spirit of the gods is in thee.
See? Well,
It says, and that light and understanding and excellent wisdom is found in thee.
yep. Daniel was called to do what? To prophesy to the king. You know? Regarding his future, man. His estate, everything, man. And that's why, you know, the elites listen to everything we say. They don't have to call us right now. Because we come before them on YouTube. You know? All through the web. It's free. We brought before kings and everything right now, man. You can have George Bush watching us right now, man. You know? That's what's on the line. You mean to tell me they went after the Black Panthers, they went after the Young Lords Party, went after them, everybody, and they ain't gonna come after this? Come on, we opening up, we breaking down the Bible now. It's a whole other game now, man. That's why it's always said, a lot of us don't understand what you don't understand what you're a part of. A lot of us not understanding what they're a part of. You don't know who's sitting watching right now, man. And then they got it to where they're gonna hack the view count and make you think nobody watching. Which is some BS. Ain't nothing else to watch but this. We say a bunch of things that, you know, make people, we need to check them. Make people take notice. You see, they couldn't leave. If your house shot, look, they couldn't stop messing with, they couldn't stop fucking with your house shot because of the stuff he was saying. Exactly. Just off the strength of the stuff he was saying, they had to keep being involved with him because they clearly weren't trying to believe none of the stuff that he was saying, but the stuff he was saying, they couldn't help but continue to seek after this dude.
I could.
You know, like he's a nuisance. Right?
Yeah, the elder apostle Tahar,
He used like
he used like an example of like a bag of chips, you know what I'm saying? said before, like, you know, it's like a bag of chips. You can't just eat one of them. You know, you got a bag of chips, you'll keep coming back trying to get one, you know. You're not just eating one of them. So those people that's listening, they definitely do come back and they do listen, you know. It's just what it is. We talk about everything. We cover a large, you know, amount of things within one, you know, one sit down, one discussion.
Yeah, they're not. You know, they definitely listen. You gotta take that in mind. You get that listening. Go ahead, brother.
Daniel chapter 5, verse 15, it says, and now the wise men, the astrologers, says, have been brought in before me, that they should read this writing and make known unto me the interpretation thereof.
It's all about what's written in this book, man. So the prophets we have a very important role to play, man. Those that whoever may be the prophets. So the teachers, the helps, it really is the ministry of the prophets, man. It's a real important, it's critical that the prophets, you know, come back. You know what I'm saying? Get raised up, learn this doctrine, you know, be educated. It's critical because the kingdom we waiting to come depends, it's upon them first being raised up, you know. So bring out, they basically the ones that go out and plant the seeds and water everything, right? You know what I'm saying? Apollo planted, you know, I watered, you know, the Lord gave the increase. That's how it goes. We all labors together with him, you know? So they play a very important role, man. John showed the end. He was told about an angel. You gotta go before many kings. And again, he said you're gonna have to do it again. You know? Go ahead, brother.
God, it says that they should read this writing and make it known unto me the interpretation thereof, but they could not shew the interpretation of the thing.
Yeah, now we're dealing with what? That vision that he seen, you know? He seen the damn hand on the wall. You know what I'm saying? It was like ropes on it. Shadow of the hand with ropes on it. This is, you know, eerie. Yeah?
It says, I have heard of thee that thou canst make interpretations.
Yeah.
It says, and dissolve doubts.
Yeah. You think they're going to ask the Pope what this book is talking about? You know what I'm saying? Here it is, this book is this. You know, nobody can break it down. Ain't no damn well with the prophets. They know the prophets, you know, the Israelites, they know all that, man. You know? They ain't going to damn the Pope by any means, man. You know? That nigga don't know shit, man.
It says, if thou canst read the writing and make known to me the interpretation thereof, thou shalt be clothed with scarlet, and have a chain of gold about thy neck, and shalt be the third ruler in the kingdom.
And that can happen. We always talk about how, you know, Esau gonna get out on Jake. Don't get that twisted. But they could eat. The scripture, the Lord already said he can make his enemies be at peace with us. That's what that is right there. You know. Because you got some clever ass Edomites out there, man. They're very crafty. You got some that actually get it. You know, they want to actually try to survive. You know, they ain't just calling their damn way, hating gate. You know, a lot of them gonna try to come to their senses and you know, try to, you know, live that way. Let me just bless you. But you can't. You still was destroyed. Go ahead.
It says,
But you might prolong your death. You know, you might prolong your death. Go ahead. See, Saul had a Edomite woman for him. You know, go ahead. Go ahead, the Edomite. Go ahead.
it says, then Daniel answered and said before the king, let thy gifts be to thyself, and give thy rewards to another.
What's the point? Come on.
Yet I will read the writing unto the king.
What's that, the 18th verse?
17.
17, go ahead.
It says, and make known to him the interpretation.
So that's what the prophets ought to do. So before we can get this kingdom that we're really prophesying to you, because that's really what we're prophesying to you. Right? You gotta prophesy the downfall of the in order to get that kingdom. You know? Say one thing establishes the good of another, man. You know? And then we gotta do what? Is it just outside to the wind? Nah, the word don't go out for it, man. We gotta outside before we get that real quick, Bible side to Revelation 10. The second
Yeah, time. Revelation chapter 10 and verse 10. And I took the little book out of the angel's hand and ate it up. And it was in my mouth sweet as honey. And as soon as I had eaten it,
a book written within and without. Right? The same writing.
And as soon as I had eaten it, my belly was bitter. And he said unto me, thou must prophesy again before many peoples and nations and tongues and kings.
So how is his feet really met? The internet. See that? Before many people, nations and kings. Anybody can see us, man. Literally. You know? We're on the highways while we across the web right now. You know? The World Wide Web. You know? So that's how it's being done. You know, and this gospel shall be preached. But this gospel consists of what? And the people shall take them and bring them. You know what I'm saying? And that's for the other people. You know? For all that, man. That's old Babylon who ought to be destroyed, man. That's the gospel. Once that news came on, that's when everything started hitting. You know? They ain't could never come with those damn cheese gates and them kicking that shit, man. EOCC. That's why the Lord gotta get rid of them too, man. The Lord gonna kill that dude, man. He'll kill him. Ain't no damn Edomites. Ain't no indentured slave Edomites, man. And the scriptures already say we got a double understand double. So how the hell could they be indentured? The hell out of here, man. You ain't even indentured. Damn dummy. Trying to kick that shit, man. Posing with Edomites doing this. They doing this. Edomite bride, man. They're all white on. You know? I could just see a clasp around your neck, you know, with a big rusty ass Cuban Rico attached to it. You know? But yeah, man, that's what gotta happen. Go ahead and get that. Did you finish? Yeah, you finished that. That Jeremiah 29.
It's Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11.
This how it's gonna happen.
Yeah. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Thoughts of peace and not of evil.
Yeah, and these thoughts, once again, in this book, man. All the prophecies, it's nothing but the Lord. It's nothing but what the Lord thinks. How things should be, and how things are gonna go. You know, the things He think about. You know, Scripture talk about how we ought to meditate on this. Matter of fact, give me that in Ephesians 4. Ephesians 4, this is how we're going to get the kingdom. We got to meditate upon these thoughts, man. You know, so we can prepare to what? Not only meet our maker, but prepare the ambushes. You know, and ultimately preparing to meet our maker is by preparing the ambushes. You know? Because we can't meet them until we prepare them ambushes. It's that simple. Make a way for him to come to destroy these people now. When you tell Pharaoh, well, Lord Yahweh say he's going to do this, and Pharaoh say he ain't going to do shit. Now the Lord got every reason to do that and some more. You know? In Ephesians 4, jump down to matter of fact, brother, hold Joshua 1 and 8. Joshua 1 and 8.
Read it from Philippians.
Is that in Philippians 4?
Yeah, go ahead.
Jump down to Not Ephesians 4, I think it's Timothy. First Timothy 4:15. 4 started the account. Started at 14. Yeah.
This First Timothy chapter 4, in verse 15.
Yeah.
It says, meditate upon these things.
Yep.
Give thyself wholly to them.
No, 14.
Salakia.
Yeah.
Verse 14 says, neglect not the gift that is in thee,
Yeah.
which was given thee by prophecy.
See? What's that word? Prophecy. See that? It's all about prophecy, prophesying, and then power. That's how you get the power. It's in that order. Okay? That's how we get the kingdom. So once again, we ultimately prophesy in the kingdom, but we also got to prophesy before that. We prophesy in the kingdom to the so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, the Israelites. But ultimately, to get that kingdom, we have to prophesy the downfall of America first, you know, so the Lord can show up on what He said. His word don't go out void. Matter of fact, get that real quick in Isaiah 55 and 11.
Isaiah 55 verse 11 says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Yep.
It shall not return unto me void.
Yep. And who was his mouth? Once again, the prophets. You know? Right?
It says, but it shall accomplish that which I please.
See? There it is. Right?
And it shall
Do what?
prosper.
See? It's all about prosperity. These are words of these are the words of our prophet. How Esau will fall. When we fall, we rise. That's how it goes. It's like a seesaw. It's the seesaw. It's the seesaw effect. It's the Esau effect. You know? Yeah. You know? Brother, he's supposed to be something like that. You know? It's physics. You know what I'm saying? But it's the physics of the scriptures. You know, it's a spiritual effect. Hey, so, he's talking about that. The works of the Lord, they have plain beginnings and endings with signs and wonders and effects. You see? So when he falls, simultaneously, wondrously, you're going to start to see us rise. You see? That's how it happens. That's why he said, I know the thoughts I think unto you to give you an expected end. Surely is the end of the thing, better is the end of the thing than in the beginning. Going to Job in the 4th chapter, you know? Because right now the beginning is Esau, you see? And the ending is Jacob. Because he was on the end of that birth, Jacob. You see? Matter of fact, get that real quick. Job 4 and 6. Jump down. Yeah, these are words of prosperity, man. You know, you hear about so-called white man coming down, well, there go you going to work one day. You know what I'm saying? You hear all the damn NBA, MLB, which the MLB, they're on a lockout right now. That shit about to end. Lord willing that the damn MLB hit. But you hear about all the NBA owners, NFL owners, MLB owners die, and they all Edomites. You know? That's words of prosperity. You know? Because now it's I don't want to say it's a chance for you to become an owner because you're trying to get the fuck out of here. But go ahead. Surely is the beginning gives. Slocky.
This Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and verse 8, it says, better is the... Yep. Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof. And the patient,
That's it. Better is the what?
better is the end.
Who was on the end of that birth? Jacob. You see? That's why I said, he that is first shall be last, he that is last shall be first. Man. Hear it?
Time.
Come on.
Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof.
Yep. Yeah.
And the patient
Yep.
in the spirit
And the patient in spirit. Come on.
is better than the proud in spirit.
Yeah. That's talking about Esau and Jacob. See that? So you got it. This, Isaiah. Voice is being sped up. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, buddy.
Isaiah chapter 55, verse 11.
Because Esau playing with the shit, man. He can have it to where he can hear it perfectly, but can't nobody else hear the shit, bro. Yeah? Yeah, brother. Yeah? Sound like, look. Yeah, the shit choppy and our voice is speeding up. That ain't never happened. Yeah?
It says, so shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth.
Come on.
It shall not return unto me void,
Yeah?
but it shall accomplish that which I please,
Yeah.
and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it.
See? There it is, man. And where was this word sent to? To the king. Before many people, before nations. That's who it was sent to, man. You see? So this is what we need to, this is what we have to make it about, because this is how we're going to get our prosperity. This is how we're going to get the kingdom. You know? You should want the prophesy the downfall. Yo, go ahead and say it so the Lord can do it. You know? So go ahead and get that Timothy.
First Timothy chapter 4, verse 14. Neglect not the gift,
Neglect not. Come on.
the gift that is in thee,
Yep, come on.
which
you
was
got many spiritual gifts. So none of us in this church should be neglecting any gift that's been given to you. If it's been revealed unto you, you a prophet, you know, you a healer, you know what I'm saying? You an interpreter of tongues, you a help, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the hell it may be, man. You know, not whatever the hell, but whatever, you know? You know, you got diversity of tongues, there's many gifts, you know? Man, you shouldn't neglect it. Because all of that's going to help bring everything full circle, you know, to the front, man.
Yeah, neglect not the gift that is in thee, which was given thee by prophecy.
See, there it is, man. Come on.
With the lying on the hands of the presbytery.
Yeah, which pretty much you was able to realize their gifts through, you know, the elder brothers, the elder apostles on down to the elder brothers, you know, that talk to you, you know. I mean, the elders. The elder apostles aren't the only elders either, you know. Period. It's not 4 elders in Israel. For those that think that, because you just got a lot of it's men that really don't understand what the fuck they're a part of, man, by any means. Whoever taught you, that's your elder, man. Jake even know that in the world, like, who your elder? They dealing with, you know, 5%ers, how you doing? You know, the 5%ers and all that, you know? Who's your elder? Oh, my elder is such and such. Who's your OG? Who your big homie? You know what I'm saying? That's what all that's going into. You know? They your elder because they taught you. They older than you, which is in both ways. The one that taught you is older than you. You know what I'm saying? Then physically. So you got the elder apostles. Really by the Spirit. They're not the only apostles. We all been sent out, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's just the order. That's how the order is established, man. You know? I'm just throwing that out there, man. But that's the presbytery. You know? The men that help you get to where you at and see what you have. You're working with. You know, like, oh, they basically put a flashlight on what you got. So you don't neglect that. It's like, oh, you didn't even know you had that right there. All you need, you know, you used to utilize this, you know what I'm saying? Oh, you an Israelite. Oh, you know? Oh, you got that to probably do that, brother. You know, a sister. That, and whatever that is, they was bringing those gifts out, you know, to them being set up. Don't neglect it, you know. If not, the Lord will get rid of your ass, man. Right?
Yeah, time. 1 Timothy 4:15, it says, meditate upon these things.
one you don't want to neglect is the prophets. The prophets, fools out of it, man. You don't want to neglect that. You know? Because everything is based upon that. That's the number one gift to cover. Prophecy. You know what I'm saying? Right?
Meditate upon these things,
Yep.
give thyself wholly to them,
Right?
that thy profiting may appear to all.
Yep. See? Meditate. What do what?
Meditate upon these things,
Come on.
give thyself wholly to them,
Yep. To
that,
what?
to them,
See? Come on.
that thy profiting
See? That profiting. Come on.
may appear to all.
See? There it is. But that profiting takes place upon meditating. You know? On what? On this doctrine. Being immersed in this, in the order of how it goes. You see? So that's how we're gonna get the profiting. Being in on the order. You know? Period. Go ahead and bring that Johnson out. You know? Because basically, don't you know, if we tell you can't do this, you know, because it's going against the law, and if you do it, this is going to happen to you, don't you understand that prophecy? You know what I'm saying? You know? That's what's going to happen. The prophets teach you the law too, right?
Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8, it says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth.
We don't know how we know that. Give me Matthew 5. Start at 16. Start at 17.
This is Matthew chapter 5 and verse 17. It says, think not that I am come to destroy the law
Yep.
or the prophets.
Yep.
I am not come to destroy.
See how they went hand in hand?
Yeah. It says, but to fulfill. For verily I say unto you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law till all be fulfilled.
So that's what we're prophecy. The teaching of the law. Go ahead.
Yeah, kind. Verse 19 it says, whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments
Wow.
and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
He what?
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
He what?
He shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven.
See that? That's prophecy. So we tell you can't do this because the law say that. You know where this is going to happen to you? Well, that's prophecy. See how the Lord just said it? He said if you teach a man to do this, whoever break this, you know, you're going to be out of there. You teach a man to do this, you're going to be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. The kingdom of heaven is what? Prophecy. You see? That's how it goes. Okay? So yeah, that's basically it, man. Okay? Go ahead, bro.
It says, this is the book of the law. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according. Joshua chapter 1 and verse 8. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous.
See that? You're supposed to be meditating in this book of the law, man. It's possible, by the way. You know? It's hell, because what's the law? Moses. You know? And then their law is called prophecy. Go to Matthew 5 real quick. 5 and jump to like the 40s.
This St. John chapter 5, verse 45. Do not think that I will accuse you to the Father.
Yeah.
There is one that accuseth you, even Moses, in whom ye trust.
Yeah, man.
It says,
the law, right?
it says, for had ye believed Moses, ye would have believed me.
Wow. So the law of prophecy. Moses was prophesying. Let's prove it. Go ahead.
For he wrote of me.
Wow. Really? So Moses in the law was writing about somebody before he even came. Prophecy. That's something. Right.
Verse 47 says, but if ye believe not his writings, how shall ye believe my words?
What was his writings? The law. Torah. Torah. Alright. So once again, let's go back to Doctrine 1. We're really preaching into the kingdom of heaven, man. Okay? It's just, we have to what? First prophesy the downfall of America. Because the downfall of America is the ushering in the kingdom of heaven. We're going to get it in Jeremiah 29. Right?
Con. It says, continue reading the top.
No, you can read it one time. It's the 8 verse.
Joshua chapter 1 verse 8, it says, this book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein.
Yeah.
It says, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success.
There it is, man. It's all about meditating in this law, this book, this prophecy. See that? Making it about that first. Then we're going to prosper. See that? That's how I go, man. We need this place to go down first, man. You know? So let's get that Jeremiah 29. Until we get there, let's get Proverbs 25 and 5. Bring that Proverbs out.
Proverbs chapter 25 verse 5 says, take away the wicked from before the king, and his throne shall be established in righteousness.
There it is. You gotta take away the wicked first, man. That's how I go. That's gonna be done upon what? Us prophesying to him like, yo, y'all need to stop. You know? Y'all better quit doing what you're doing. You know? If you don't, this is gonna happen. You know? They ain't stopping. So America drop it. One more, man. Alright? So let's go ahead. Yep.
Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 11. For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai.
Yeah, so this is what, these are, everything we telling you is really just the thoughts of the Lord. You know, it's for our own good. You know, which is the things that's going to happen, and why how they're going to happen. But it's for what? For our own good. You know? Let's get Psalm 118 real quick. Sorry, 21.
You say Psalm 21?
Yeah, you got it.
Psalm chapter 118 verse 21. It says, I will praise thee, for thou hast heard me, and art become my salvation. The stone which the builders refused.
Let me see. Jump to you keep going. That's good. Okay. Go ahead.
The stone which the builders refused is become the headstone of the corner.
Yeah. Go ahead.
This is the Lord's. This is Yahweh's doing.
Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Come on.
God, this is Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai's doing.
Come on.
It is marvelous in our eyes.
Come on.
This is the day which Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai had made it.
Yeah, what's that day? Day of evil, day of darkness and no light, man. You know what I'm saying? A day when everybody else is panicking and losing their marbles, and we laughing at it. You know? A day when we was good, man. A day when, you know, we're finally standing, we still standing in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted us, man. Who made no account of our labors, who counted our end to be without glory. You know what I'm saying? This is the day. The day we're telling you about, man. You're supposed to be what? You're supposed to be glorying in it, man. Why? Because it's actually for our benefit, man. When all hell just breaks loose, all lights go out in America, man. The Lord finally pulled a plug in this place. You know? And it's horrific. You know? It's heroic and horrific, man. Go ahead, brother.
It says, this is the day which the Lord Yahweh have made.
Yep.
We will rejoice and be glad in it.
Yep. You see everything that's happening with Ukraine, you know what I'm saying? They talk about Russia gonna pull off the border, but then Russia saying they're gonna pull off the border, and then America coming confirming like, nah, they lying, they didn't pull off. Then you got China putting out supposedly a picture of Ukraine getting blew the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? Which I don't believe, you know? I don't believe that shit. I don't believe that one bit, but nonetheless, it's all good energy towards the day we're looking for, man. You know? And then that shows where China headed at. You can bet your bottom dollar if Ukraine really got nuked, we'd know. It'd be some type of cautionary measures that America would have took by now. You know? That shit ain't happening. That's really, you know what they doing? They not scoffing, they like, what can I say? How can I say this? They like instigating. Yeah, you get ready to go into slavery. Prepare for slavery. Damn dog. Alright? Get that energy out here. But anyway, what I was saying,
We're going into more China.
oh yeah, China, what's the word I was looking for? China, they basically, putting that out, they basically like,
Saying scoffing, right?
taunting. They like taunting. They like really on some deep shit.
Okay.
Yeah, they like, you know, like look, Ukraine got blew up. China won't smoke with America, man. Because they already done confirmed they, you know, relationship with Russia. You know? And they starting to show, yo, they really, they believe, we got it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yo, we can take y'all. They really starting to show that energy now, man. You know? And upon that happening, that's going to work. That's going to result in everything we waiting on this book to, we waiting on to come to pass, according to this book. And if that come to pass, everything else got to come to pass. America just don't get blew up, and this is the main thing the book talks about, and none of the other stuff happens. Hell no, man. And then, right after we was prophesying about it, saying this was going to happen. So, what's the part of what the book said was going to be the case? So all that's going to happen, and we ain't going to get this king, we ain't going to get that power. Come on, man. Nah, that ain't going to be the case. So,
Just if I can.
yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, Isaiah 55 and 11, just like I'm saying, the Lord word don't go up word.
Right. You know? So everything that we saying is causing this shit to happen. You know? It's just making it more manifest. Period. You know? Oh, you still holding that Hosea 6 and 5? Niggas don't want to hear it. Because now we're going to get on these niggas, man. You know? We got to finish that joke that Jeremiah. Hold that Hosea 6. Did you finish that, brother? Dr. Y'all?
Where'd you want me to stop at?
What you just read again?
We just
Yeah, that was it. All right, let's jump to back to that Jeremiah 29, and then we're going to get Hosea 6. Hold Jeremiah 13 and 11.
Jeremiah 29 and verse 11.
Yeah.
For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai.
Yeah.
Thoughts of peace
Yeah, thoughts of peace. Come on.
and not of evil,
Yeah, come on.
to give you an expected end.
And expecting it. We expecting what? All these things that's written to happen, and what we're doing to be exactly, according to how the Lord wants everything to be going. Which we know is right because it's what the scriptures say. They went out to the street and the whole city came out to listen. One read, another one gave the understanding. You know what I'm saying? All of that, man. In season, out of season, the gospel, all of that, man. And then that's panicking. You know what I'm saying? All of this. We here. We right here. So we seeing all this, and it's that day. Like, yes. And what we tapping into more so now is what? The fact that we're the way that this is being brought in. Prepare you to ambushes. We supposed to be more honed into that, man. Knowing that the elite six listening to you. Knowing they making their moves off us, man. Everything they doing is off, they listening to us, man. That's why the Lord gonna kill these fake ass prophets out here, man. Because they like trying to stifle the Lord's program, as far as not really program, but his progress on the right hand side. They're part of the program too, because they're set up to show who the real are. But with them, they're kind of like in the way. Because imagine if it was more real prophets than false prophets. We'd probably be down there out of here. It's like, everybody's, because think about it. When everybody finally see this shit, the end it's gonna be completely here. This shit gonna be over with. That's how it's gonna be. Every knee shall bow and confess. That's because Yahweh Ba'ashim gonna be here. And when he here, once again, that's when go out to meet him, the big brother here. We're gonna go do everything the Lord had planned, for us. Upon our big brother picking us up, man. That's how it's gonna be. So imagine if it was no false prophets. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm just saying that's why he set them up to show who the real is and ultimately get rid of them. Because they is kind of killing the process. Because they're the reason why more people don't know yet. Because if more people start affirming Yahweh Ba'ashim shot, now he'll come. You see what I'm saying? The fruit gotta go. It's the Lord. He's not gonna promoting the concert. You ain't this big performing artist and you performing for the two people. You know what I'm saying? The whole this gospel's always used into the four corners of the earth, then the end gonna come, man. You see? Everybody gotta know. Everybody gotta have this man who's real. You got niggas that think they believe they're Israelites, but they swear they teachers, but the teaching that the so-called white man, not Esau. You got niggas still teaching that, man. That shit crazy. Which is why we, another year out here on the court, another winner. You see, this is the year where the Lord about to turn up. He's gonna make more of these niggas come to the forefront that's with the complete opposite of what the Lord is pushing. You should see this thing clearly. You should see it clearly. Go ahead, bro. I'm good.
You gonna go on Jeremiah?
Yeah, of course. Go on.
Jeremiah 29:12. It says, "Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me, and I will hearken unto you."
Yeah, that's how it's gonna be. When we hear this good news that Yahweh Ba'ashim got. That's why John said, "Repent for the kingdom of heaven is at hand." We like, oh damn, this is what he got. This is what Yahweh Ba'ashim got for us. This is his name. Now we pushing that energy, pushing that name, pushing that vibration more and more and more and more and more and more. If we want that more and more and more, you know? And then we need them more and more, you know? When you really see you need them, you're gonna be calling them, man. You know what I'm saying? You can rent your $1 on that, man. You ain't gonna have a damn dollar. That's what you're gonna be calling on you how about some outside, man. You know? So this is why we doing it, because we ain't heard the good news, man. That's why, look, that's why I said what it said in, real quick, what you want, brother?
Just the Jeremiah
13:11.
Yeah.
That was another two.
Proverbs 65.
Yeah, 6 and 5. Huh? No, we already none of the ones we already read.
Okay.
Get Romans 10 and start at 14. Shot.
10 and 14.
Yeah, read that one more time, baby.
Yeah, con.
Okay.
Jeremiah 29 and verse 12. Then shall ye call upon me,
Right.
and ye shall go and pray unto me.
Wow. Read the previous verse.
Verse 11, it says, for I know the thoughts that I think toward you,
Yeah, now we need to know it. Come on.
saith the Lord Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushai,
Go ahead.
thoughts of peace
Yep.
and not of evil.
See? Look, listen to what he's saying. Thoughts of peace and not of evil. This is good news. Come on.
To give you an expected end.
Give you an expected end. You see? Which we already read in Ecclesiastes 7 and 8. Which was the ending of a thing is better than the beginning. You know? That's why I say it's in the scriptures. 1,000 years, you know, one day in thy kingdom is better than 1,000 years, man. On this side, you know? Because you can have some good times on this side. You probably thought you had good times. You probably traveled, you probably did this. You probably sightseeing. You probably seen how beautiful the earth really is. Away from all the bullshit, you know? That shit don't even compare because it's the beginning. They say the ending of a thing is better than the beginning.
Hey, work, guys.
You know? So go ahead on that, bro. So the Lord like, yo, I know these thoughts. You need to know them now. You know? And now we hearing them, we like, oh, are we coming short of them, really? So now we starting to call on him. Supposed to push that name more. And you got niggas playing with that. Because they actually like America, man. They actually like the daughter of Jesus Christ. You know, a satisfied Israelite on this side, man. Damn IURC. All of Israelites. That's the vibration they pushing, man. They ain't pushing the energy that's needed to be pushed so this ink can come, man. I'm tired of cold toes, man. Sick of this shit, man. Go ahead, brother. So he said, then shall they call on me, man. You gonna fucking see, like when the Lord smoke these niggas playing with him, man. Playing with his name. Then the followers of IURC gonna call on Yahweh B'Hashem Yahushua. When they see
Christ.
then they gonna call, man. The Lord do something terrible to their leaders. Them peon niggas, man. His name not Ahiah. It's not Ashaya. His name Yahweh. And his son's name is Yahweh Shai. Go ahead, brother.
Romans chapter 10 and verse 14 says, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard?
See that? We can't even get to the end of this thing until the prophets come on, the real prophets. You see? And once we start pushing that vibration, like, yo, it's prophesied, then power. It's, you know, you want the kingdom, but you gotta prophesy the downfall of America. There ain't no kingdom in heaven coming until this place comes. We just read it. Proverbs 25 and 5, man. Then people gonna see like, oh, the Lord started, that's like, it's a highlighted showcase, it's a heightened showcase of the faith, right? For real. Niggas, so the Lord can speed this shit up. Because most of the congregations, that's been brought to the forefront for being on bullshit, they got most of Israel. You see, you got niggas like him riding around playing. Lord gonna smoke that nigga, man. Lord gonna smoke him. Thinking it's a goddamn game. Get that real quick, brother. That what am I thinking of? I can't even think what I'm thinking of. Hold on, brother. Psalms, you read Romans 10. No, you didn't read all of it. You read somewhere else. Go real quick. Read that last verse of the time.
Romans chapter 10 and verse 14 says, how then shall they call on him in whom they have not believed?
Right.
And how shall they have...
Oh, Micah 3 and 18. Keep reading. Oh, yeah, you got it. You there already? Yeah. Go ahead. That's all good. You got it. 3 and 18. Salakia, Malachi. Sick of this shit, man. You might run around and winning and shit. Like it ain't cold and shit. Sick of this goofy ass thing.
Malachi chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked.
Yeah.
Between him that serveth the heavenly Father, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, and him that serveth him not.
See? Read that again. Listen to that clearly, man.
Malachi chapter 3 and verse 18. It says, then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked.
Yeah, step on this side, man. Somebody come on this side. Man, you got it.
God, between the righteous and the wicked, between him that serveth the heavenly Father, and him that serveth him not.
So yeah, man. Then you gonna return. Then you gonna repent. Once you see what the Lord do to a dude like Nate, man. A dude like so-called Elder Rakah, man. You know? You just old. You ain't no elder in the spirit, man. You ain't teach, man. When the Lord raised the Maccabees back up, and he be the one that get put to death, man. He was one of those dudes, man. I'm talking, I got pictures of this nigga holding. He standing here doing this. What heathens doing. Edomite women, they standing here dressing all white doing this. Lord judges ass. Then, go ahead. One more time.
Yeah, Khan. Malachi 3 and verse 18.
Yeah.
Then shall ye return and discern between the righteous and the wicked.
Yeah, see, nobody doing that right. Nobody discerning who really got it, who really what, who the Lord really with, who the Lord really ain't with, what's really going on. You know? What's hype beast? What's spiritual hype beast? What is it? You know? Things out here being spiritual hype beast and shit, man.
It says, between him that serveth Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai and him that serveth him not.
Yeah. There's a lot that ain't doing it, man. So go ahead, brother.
Romans chapter 10 and verse 14 says, how then shall they call on him and whom they have not believed? And how shall they believe in him of whom they have not heard? It says, and how shall they hear without a preacher?
Yep. So you can't, how can we finally, once we hear the thoughts, start to call on him? If you were a part of a camp or congregation, I don't even teach the name. Which is the name or the power that's gonna bring you what you desire. But see, what these congregations have done, right? They're pushing that you can be cool on this side. They're not really pushing get the fuck out of here, man. They pushing some stay here shit, man. And that's why we stand here. That's why the Lord started to make more damn fake ass Israelites manifest, man. More and more. You can't make this up, man. Lord about to bring a very, 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 very hard judgment upon Jake, man. This might just be the year of Jake dying in the truth. You know what I'm saying? Or the Lord just manifests all year how many fake niggas it is in Israel to where he have a bunch of fallout and stop thinking it's real, and then the next year the Lord just judge everybody type shit. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta think, in reality, it ain't really been no time. You know what I'm saying? It ain't really been no fucking time. It ain't been no time, man. These streets can hold up a little bit longer. They got a few more years left in them. You see what I'm saying? But you can tell we at the end, look at them. They cracked the fuck up. You know? Brothers going gray and shit. You know? You can't make this stuff up, man. You know? This thing real, man. Lord speeding this thing up, man. Okay? So that's it. What you stop at? 14. Yeah, go ahead. Keep reading, because that's a part of the point. You got it?
Romans chapter 10 and verse 15, it says, and how shall they preach except they be sent?
Right.
As it is written,
right.
How beautiful are the feet of them that preach the gospel of peace and bring glad tidings of good things.
Oh my God, I'm not lying. Yeah, I couldn't believe. Oh my God, was Jake's so simple. They was lying to me this whole time. He said his name Yahweh. That's how it's gonna start to get. Cause Lord gonna start fucking. He gonna start fucking niggas up, man. Niggas. He gonna start fucking niggas up. The Lord not playing, man. We gotta get the fuck out of here, man. That's why Yahweh Shah said if it was possible, they'd deceive the very elect, man. You got Jake's that. You gotta think Jake's gift is to supplant. Jake's so much of a supplanter, they can supplant you out of thinking you in the truth when you ain't even in the truth. All of us at IUIC thinking they woke and they sleep. Because Nate's the ultimate supplanter. You know, Elder Rakai, so-called, he the ultimate supplanter. They can make that shit sound good. You actually sit down, right, know enough. The shit Elder Rakai, they do Elder Rakai saying shit, that shit sound good. You know, I was teaching that 25 years ago. Right? He said, whatever the fuck he said, you know. Nigga, he can stop Jake. How you gonna try to be all stern and austere and you don't even know what the fuck you talking about? You know? Lord gonna take his ass out of pop. Matter of fact, give me roughness. Look up roughness. Roughness. You know? Roughness is the losing thereof. Yep. Read that.
Sirach chapter 10 and verse 21 says, the fear of the Lord goes before the obtaining of authority.
Yeah. So in order to get authority, you got to fear Yahweh outside. So how did these dudes get in authority? Right. Well, at one point, they fear Yahweh outside. You know? Go ahead.
It says, but roughness and pride is the losing thereof.
You see? That don't mean you can always to retain. You can lose your spot, bro. And that's what's about to happen. Because that dude was what? He was being rough and he was real prideful. That's a sign he about to glorify. He's gonna take that nigga out, man. You know? Just like Nate, he feared Yahweh outside at a point. You know? And none of us was even here. You know, brothers up here when most brothers up here when he was born. You know what I'm saying? Elder apostles were having conversations with Nate when he feared Yahweh outside. And now look, he rough and got pride. Someone said, I've never seen one good brother use that name. The name Jesus didn't wake you up, Nate. The name Yahweh outside woke you up. The name Jesus didn't get you to that big congregation you got now. You know? The name Yahweh outside did, man. You know? Pride and roughness didn't get you to that point, Nate. You know? The fear of Yahweh outside did, man. Got you all. Look at all that authority that man got. Because he really feared Yahweh outside. Men march. We stand up for that man. That's Bishop Nate to you, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's because he had the fear of the Lord. You know, but now he finna lose that shit. He ain't Johanna. You don't know Johanna's state at all.
Quick question. You know a tribe Nate from?
Nate originally said he's from Gad. You know? But now he say he's Judah. You know? But I don't know nothing about that shit. You got something?
Yeah, I got this.
Go ahead.
Proverbs chapter 16 verse 18, it said, pride goes before destruction, and a haughty spirit before it falls.
You see, but real quick to speak to what the brother just said, Nate could be in that position if he Gad too. Because when you read Deuteronomy, the 33rd chapter, go into the lot Gad was said to be in. You know, Gad was going to sit in the seat of a lawgiver. You know what I'm saying? So he might really be. You think you just, you know, like nah, it's because you got to think it's 12,000 from each tribe of the governor, so it ain't just a Judah thing. You know. You know, maybe he found something in his lineage or something. I don't know, but he used to be Gad, now he do.
You'll find out.
Oh, exactly. It's your spirit go with it. But anyway, any questions, bro? You read all the time. No, the one you had.
Proverbs 16 verse 18, it said, pride goes before destruction, and heart and spirit before a fall.
Yeah, so that means what? You know, before a nigga about to get destroyed, he gotta be prideful. That's what that simply means, man. So if you want to know if the Lord about to destroy you, you need to check your pride meter. How high is your pride right now? Yeah, nigga can't hear nothing, can't nobody tell you nothing. You can't ask no questions. You don't even seek counsel. You ain't even seek counsel. Who the fuck you gonna seek counsel for? You can't seek it from nobody in your counsel. You know what I'm saying? You can only seek counsel from his peers, Elder Tahar no. You know? There's nobody in your counsel know shit. And if they do, they fucking men pleasers. They ain't gonna tell you. That's a brother that made a lesson on that. If his congregation loved him, they're correct Nate. And everybody know damn well you can't be playing with the name of the Yahweh Shemiah Shah, man. Or anything that could be Yahweh Shemiah Shah thing. You know? The thought. You can't play with the thought of playing with the Lord's name.
Exactly. Listen, if I could, there's a lot of brothers over there that do use the name.
Exactly. I use the name sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Bishop Baby talk to me. You know what I'm saying? What the fuck? What are you doing here?
So like if I can, that just further proves that's like them telling them, like they telling them to fall upon themselves. We showing you that maybe I ain't gonna use the Lord's name sometimes. You know what I'm saying? But your head supposedly don't even fuck with them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's a clown shit.
Yeah, like that's their confusion, and you're showing that they say, oh.
Yeah, the Lord ain't over there. Real quick, get that. Get 1 Corinthians 14, and we're gonna go get back to that. That'll be good. See, hey, the transition is happening in the spirit. You see it?
Yeah,
Matter of fact, go ahead and jump down to that. The confusion in the churches. The Lord's not the author of confusion. Yeah, peace in all churches. You start there. Start the woman. Yeah. Nah, that's cool. You can start straight there. 33, yeah.
1 Corinthians chapter 14, verse 33 says, for the Most High is not the author of confusion.
You know what? Start at the previous verse, because it's a point to tie in what we was just going into. Go ahead.
1 Corinthians 14 and 32, it says, and the spirits of the prophets are subject to the prophets.
Go ahead.
For the Most High, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, is not the author of confusion, but of peace.
So that meaning what? If there's two prophets around, ain't gonna be no confusion. Niggas ain't prophets, man. Yeah. And just the Lord on his own, even though he has representatives of his company, which the prophets and all the other, lots of ministers of this ministry, right? They are to push forth that non-confusion doctrine, you know? But Yahweh said right here, he's not the author of confusion. So where that shit coming from, man? But go ahead.
It says, but of peace.
Yup, and what?
As in all churches of the saints.
See? Well, if that's a true church, Yahweh Shemiah Shah, ain't gonna be no confusion there. And look how many Israelites there, man.
Smooth things.
That's all he did for like the last, really like, I mean, he was doing this shit for years, but the last two years, so I say the last 4, play with the name heavy. This nigga got a special look. That's a chariot right there. power, man. It's broad daylight. See that mug? I bought some on shop like that. All out my I bought some on shop. You know, they watching, man. They're not fucking playing with Nate, man. They're not playing with us. They're not playing, man. You know? Yeah, man. Straight ahead. You just look. All right, yeah. Go ahead, bro. You look at the Jeremiah 29. Yes.
Jeremiah chapter 29 and verse 12, starting at 11, it says, "For I know the thoughts that I think toward you, saith the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. Thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you an expected end. Then shall ye call upon me, and ye shall go and pray unto me."
Yeah. Once we hear all the good things the Lord, you know, thinking about doing for us. You know, if we do the right thing, which is pray to his name, you know what I'm saying, and all that. But how they gonna pray if you ain't heard the name? That's why Nate's sick now. You know? Shit crazy, man. I ain't speaking to, you know, another man, you know, life, you know what I'm saying? But hey, you got to, because it's edifying in this situation, man. You gotta return and discern between them that serve the Most High and them that don't. I had IUIC men trying to recruit me, you know? Spirit never bear witness with that shit, man. You know? Ever. Yeah, you know, brother, we should, you know, start our own church, you know? Because, you know, that's what all the, you know, these one Westers, if you will, was doing. Like the old heads, they were trying to establish their faction across the 50 states and across the globe. That's how you got GMS all across the globe, the states. Same thing with IUIC, HOI, they got the same shit going on. Sakari, they on the same shit. You know what I'm saying? But we already doing it too. Because, you know, you got men from Peru that watch, you know what I'm saying? You got men from Tanzania. You got men from, you know, that dude was an agent. That dude from Arabia, you know? Men from everywhere is watching, man. You have to go through the list, but yeah, we the Hebrews rights out there. We don't need a fucking name. You know? I don't want to rock the time we got the confidence of David. How about that? Man?
Right. It says, "And I will hearken unto you, and ye shall seek me and find me. When ye shall search for me with all your heart."
So we're not finding the Lord. Chariots ain't pulling up on you because you're not searching. You're not searching for him. You think you are, but you don't. You know? Like when like, you think you know, but you have no idea. You know? Man?
Yep. This verse 14, it says, "And I will be found of you,
see?
said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai."
Do the Lord lie?
La'ah.
See? And there goes Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai right there, man. You know? Man?
It says, "And I will turn away your captivity,
Go ahead.
and I will gather you from all nations,
Go ahead.
and from all places whither I have driven you."
See? But that can't happen until we start seeking them. See how that's why we gotta that's why I'm prophesying the downfall of America, including the wicked and our own people, gotta happen first. Period. You think something wrong with us because they rebuking other so-called believers? No, that's the biggest part. Because judgment gotta begin at the house of God. Of course we prophesy the downfall of America for Esau, but really we gotta prophesy against these wicked ass niggas too. You know what I'm saying? I'm sick of these niggas, man. Go ahead, bro.
Yep.
Back in, man, this is why I left the world. Too much gay shit going on there, man. You tell the truth, this gay shit going on, man. Right?
Said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, "And I will bring you again into the place whence I caused you to be carried away captive.
Yep. That's it. Good.
Because ye have said, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath raised us up prophets in Babylon."
And see, that's why we started to get those vibrations right there, because we seeking Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, man. You got those that seek Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai amongst us. You know, it better be all the men up here, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's how those things like that can happen. Which is alluding to what? The Isaiah 4:1s, the Isaiah 13, the 16s, that women shall be ravished. You know what I'm saying? Hi! That's a reminder of, or an indication of what? All the thoughts the Lord thinks towards us. I can't wait for that. You know what I'm saying? Man, I'm telling you, I can't wait. You know? Come on, keep somebody women off cliffs. You know what I'm saying? Bitch.
Bye.
Yeah, bye.
Right.
Play with her. Catch it mid there.
Shut up.
Man.
Yeah, Khan, this verse 15, it says, because ye have said, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai has raised us up.
See? He said, now this the reasoning. He said all this gonna happen. Why?
Because ye have said, the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai hath raised us up prophets in Babylon.
You gotta start taking notice to the prophets, man. You gotta recognize for yourself, okay, no, the prophets was good. Stuff brothers seeing, hearing, break it down. It's it, man. It ain't nobody else but us, man. You know? Start the elder apostles down. And you got their own peers that can't recognize them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Really, you got jakes that learned this truth, but they don't even give a fuck who they are. Yeah. You know?
No, yeah.
They don't even care. They don't care. They could be the prophets or the apostles coming back or who their peers could. You know, your peer might be, you might be standing next to Isaiah. You don't even fucking care. Lord see that shit. Well, guess what? Your black ass ain't getting on the shit. Because you don't care about shit, you know? You don't care to notice who the Lord really with, who the elder, who you need to watch your mouth to. You don't care. How the fuck could you get in the kingdom being like that? You know the elect don't get off those ships and do, they finna lay down straight order, man. You know what I'm saying? Just had a dream on that, man. And when they see that power, when it gets the remnant, the rest of the other 1/3 see that power, they gonna be in line, man. The women, everybody, man. Motherfuckers, when I seen that dream, Muslims, Muslims didn't have to say shit. We didn't have to say shit. We didn't have to say shit. Muslims literally dressed. It wasn't nothing to say. Everybody just understood and got it.
Time to get right.
It was motherfuckers knew what to put on us, had cloaks and shit. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Big ass cloaks. Everybody dressed big, tall, 6'8" jakes and shit. They weren't on peon mode no more. We didn't have to run a play. All right, everybody, let's gather together. You know? Everybody was dressed, and I went in the room and slapped the fucking Edomite, man. You know what I'm saying? He was, oh. I was like, you gonna put this on? Don't this make sense? Good. Brother.
Yeah, I mean, if I can add to that, that's because the Lord, when He's sharing the Spirit with us without a limit, because He's sharing it with us now, but at that point, the limit will be removed. And they're going to automatically know because that Spirit will be so strong, and they'll wake up there, elect Spirit. Right. Just like when Yahushua come into this atmosphere, everyone's going to already automatically know what the deal is. Right. Because His Spirit is going to just like give it like a shot to the whole place. Right. And everybody can just, oh shit, yeah, it's time.
So the Lord, so the plants, you know, plants gonna be replenished, you know, the water, the air, you know. But that's why we should, you know, pay attention to right now, in the now, what we can do, you know, paying attention to the brotherhood, you know, the spiritual thing. Yeah, you know, it's a level of respect we have amongst each other that we gotta uphold.
Hey,
and hold down.
Hey, you know, Yahushua said strengthen. He said I have a beef with you, basically paraphrasing, because she said strengthen that which remaineth. You know, that's ready to perish. That's like a plant that's willowing. You know what I'm saying? Because you can see basically on the flip side how this captivity is wearing our people out. Yeah. How can Jake continue to walk on like they don't see this? Right. How can you, like these niggas in the tent, like how the fuck could you see all this? Like you ain't the only one seeing this shit. Right. And like you ain't even gotta dig to see they pushing this RFID chip in your ass shit, man.
Heavy.
Like we bringing out something so deep anymore. Like this shit here, man. You know what I'm saying? It's right fucking here.
War shit here now. You ain't gotta dig for that. The chip, you ain't gotta dig for that. It's near the surface now.
That's all Esau's bullshit coming to this fucking surface. We ain't gotta dig for that shit.
Ooh, that shit. That nigga dirty shit. This shit go deep. That nigga deep. This shit go deep. There's more coming out on that. But the other stuff, it makes sense for Lord to give us. Say the chip ain't gonna get manifested for like 2 more years or some shit, right? The way this shit going, it could definitely, I say like 2. You know what I'm saying? Because they finna do the endemic now. But let's just say 2 years, right? But you gotta think, February almost over any fucking way. You know what I'm saying?
You already in this shit.
Right.
This
So
shit-
it ain't like that's what I was saying earlier. Like we ain't really been here no fucking time. You know what I'm saying? Like you no, your back can hurt a little bit longer. That's how the Lord's doing this shit. You know what I'm saying? We pissed them off. But anyway, the fuck was I just saying, man? Because there's so much the shit. Yeah, let's just say. I forgot. I done lost the damn thought.
You saying like, let's say,
Yeah, I was throwing it into Jake ass. The fuck I was gonna say, man? I don't know. Go ahead, bring that up.
Jeremiah.
Yeah. You finished that, right?
Come.
Yeah, that's it. Jeremiah 13:11. It'll probably come back there.
Jeremiah chapter 13, verse 11, it says, for as the girdle cleaveth to the loins of a man,
Yep.
so have I caused to cleave unto me the whole house of Israel
Yep.
and the whole house of Judah, saith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushua.
You see that?
13, listen, tell me a little bit. You see I'm gonna mar the part, jump down. Keep going. Keep going. 13, you know what, jump up. You see I'm gonna mar the part, I think it's 13 and 9. Yep, that's it. Start at 8.
Jeremiah
This the time we coming into. Come on.
Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse 8, it says,
Come on.
then the word of Yahweh Bashem Yahushua came unto me, saying,
Yep.
thus saith Yahweh,
Come on.
after this manner will I mar the pride of Judah and the great pride of Jerusalem.
See? Lord is about to mar the pride of man. He gave the symbolism of what he did. You jump up some verses. That's how you can get it. You know what I'm saying? He said, this how I'm gonna mar the pride. He's I'm gonna mar. Like how he said, don't mar your corners of your beard. When he's talking about mar, you know what I'm saying? If you know what I mean, destroy. He's talking about destroy your pride. Yeah? You know? Once again, who does that start with? Niggas in the world? No. Because really, a nigga in the truth that's proud, he prouder than a nigga in the world, man. Why the fuck you in the truth and you still proud? Nothing can't tell you nothing, man.
This is why you said
Man, the Lord about to fuck Jacob, bro. Good. Yeah.
Jeremiah chapter 13 and verse 1. Thus saith the Lord Yahweh unto me, go and get thee a linen girdle,
Yep.
and put it on thy loins,
Yep.
and put it not in water.
Yep.
So I got a girdle according to the word of the Most High.
Yep.
It says, and put it on my loins.
Yep.
And the word of Yahweh came unto me the second time, saying,
Yep.
take the girdle that thou hast got, which is upon thy loins,
Yep.
and arise, go to Euphrates, and hide it there in a hole of the rock.
Yep.
So I went and hid it by Euphrates, as the Lord commanded me.
Yep.
It says, and it came to pass after many days that the Lord Yahweh said unto me, arise, go to Euphrates, and take the girdle from thence, which I commanded thee to hide there.
Yep.
Then I went to Euphrates and digged, and took the girdle from the place where I hid it, where I had hid it, and behold, the girdle was marred.
And that's dealing with what? What does the belt do? What does the belt do? What does it do? Yeah, right, okay. So, right. It acts as a what? It holds your shit together. So basically that's the Lord, that's what your pride does. A pride is when somebody still it's basically pride is dealing with somebody's composure. Just like your belt is dealing with the composure of you being put together. You know what I'm saying? Your makeup, your outfit. Go ahead.
It says, the girdle was marred. It was profitable for nothing.
I told you we're going to start throwing those joints out, man. You know what I'm saying? Those spiritual pop quizzes, man. Go ahead.
It says, then the word of the Most High came unto me, saying,
Yeah.
thus saith the Most High,
Yeah.
after this manner will I mar the pride of Judah and the great pride of Jerusalem.
So really, what he's saying, he's gonna fuck Jake being able to compose himself up. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna destroy it. He's gonna destroy these niggas' composure. That's how bad it's gonna get on Jake and the truth. They ain't gonna be able to compose. Like niggas good because they got these big congregations. Yeah, I ain't shit like ain't like the Lord. Like how they say you don't think fat meat greasy. You know what I'm saying? You know, niggas don't think fat meat is greasy. You know? Brothers ever heard that saying, you know? The old school Jake saying. Brothers just tell me that all the time. You don't think fat meat greasy. It definitely is. But niggas trying to act like, you know, that ain't the case.
Makes sense, man. It's the fire right there.
You think shit sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like literally. This the attitude of Jake though. Motherfuckers sitting around smoking cigarettes like them shits taste good or something. You know? You playing with the Lord's name while you don't know nothing, and all these goofy ass dressed up Israelites that say calm Yashala, you know, and scheme you. While the whole time you know they don't know nothing. But you think that it's all good. It's all to the good. You know? Knowing you learned the whole truth however many years ago, Nate. You know what I'm saying? But he done got to the point.
It's Luke chapter 12 and verse 48. It says, but he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes.
Yeah, that's happening.
As a matter of fact, I'm going to start at 47. It says, and that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. And to him who men...
So the Lord, so what? You know? Pretty much. It's a responsibility you held when we're giving this knowledge, man. Especially when you're quitting a certain seat. Hey, the bigger the seat, no. The bigger the mind, the bigger the demon. You see what I'm saying? The bigger your mind, the bigger the demon. You know? So the mind representing, however, get the scripture that say, when he enlargeth my heart, enlargeth heart, enlargeth heart. Then when I run that way. Come on, brother. When he enlarges my heart, then will I run away. Enlarge my heart. We're gonna Psalms. That's it. 119, 32. Go ahead.
Psalms 119 and verse 32 says, I will run the way of thy commandments, then thou shalt enlarge my heart.
See? So there it is. So basically, a big mind allows more to go on. It allows for more activity. See that? So you gotta look at that in a balance. The bigger the mind, you see what I'm saying? The bigger the demon. Give me Baba Kashah, get Ecclesiastes 3.
If I could.
Yeah.
It's a song by Wiz Khalifa. This song. He says, the bigger the bill, the harder you fought the ball.
You know, it might be 1 and then 10.
So pretty much the more you,
Heavy is the head.
you know, the more you spend, you know, the higher that bill gonna be. It's a whole more thing.
Acoustic rhythm, acoustic song. Hear that out, folks.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 18. For much wisdom is much grief.
See that? So yeah. So like how the brother was just reading here, whoever knew what the Lord's stripes, knew what the Lord's will, and did it not, he gonna be beaten with more. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? He gonna be beaten with stripes, man. Matter of fact, read that one time.
Yeah, time. This is Luke chapter 12 and 48. It says, verse 47, and that servant which knew his Lord's will and prepared not himself,
Right.
neither did according to his will,
That's heavy. So that go back into the point, that word prepare. Prepare the ambushes, prepare to meet your creator. You can only be prepared to meet your creator when you prepared the ambushes, man. You know, making that way for him to come in, man. That's why John was saying what he was saying. Isaiah the 40th chapter. You know, make the way straight, man. Right?
Yep. It says, neither did according to his will shall be beaten with many stripes.
Yeah.
But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes.
You see? So the more you know, the more you're responsible for. Right?
For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required.
So once again, basically the bigger the mind, you know, the more activity is possible. So you got men that's pretty much that's been given all this knowledge, man. You know what I'm saying? And they took it for granted. You know? And really what that does is I'm not necessarily going into the point we're making right now, just a side point. It's a lot that come with that, man. You know? That can get you in a world of trouble when you in those certain stages, man. Like for real. You gotta think of, look how much judgment that's on the last thing you wanted to be when your house shall walk was a Pharisee. Because he was in the seat of somebody that's supposed to be new. Or the one on the season that the one now that at that point, right, that knows everything is on the scene. So if you on the scene and knowing something, he gonna come to you. You know? He gonna come to your ass. You know? So those seats are dangerous. And look how it turns out for most of those men. Paul had to go blind, man. That's why I say if a man thinks he knows anything when he is nothing, he knows nothing, as he ought to know. You know? Let a man become a fool. If any man seemeth among you, if any man among you seemeth to be wise in this world, let him become a fool that he may be wise. That's why Paul had to go blind. You see what I'm saying? Everything he thought he knew. He had to blind Paul. Because upon you going blind, give me Psalm 146. And I want to say you can jump to verse 8. The Lord opened the eyes of the blind. Go ahead.
Psalms 146, verse 8. The Lord openeth the eyes of the blind.
See? That's the only way. You see that? So when Paul went blind, it was so the Lord could open him up. You know? Ultimately showing him his eyes were closed the whole time. Because he wasn't physically blind before you can't go blind if you ain't physically blind. But it represented something spiritual. Paul was blind, man. Because what was Paul doing? Persecuting the church, hurting the church. See how 368 is? That's exactly what's going on with these men now, these leaders. You see? And that's the first person that Yahweh gonna pull up on, man. You subject to worse things. That's why you ain't heard from Nate, man. They ain't even saying what's going on with the dude. And all those issues, those demons, man. Going blind, going deaf, having aches, having pains, terrible shit happening. That's upon certain lots, man. You got more opportunity, I'll say, for that to happen to you, depending on your lot, your seat you sit in. How big, how much your mind has been enlarged. You know? Period, man. You got more to take from, because there's more of a measure there. So the demons, they completely own you, man. So once again, like the brother read, you can finish that, then we'll jump back to that one at 18, Ecclesiastes.
Psalm 146 and 8.
Yeah.
The Lord openeth the eyes of the blind.
Yeah.
The Lord raiseth them that are bowed down.
Yep.
The Lord loveth the righteous.
Yep. That's it. We'll jump back.
Ecclesiastes 1 and 18.
Because upon what that happened to Paul, what happened? He got opened up by Yahweh Bashimel Shah, man.
For in much wisdom is much grief.
See? Man.
And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
And that's what happened to the Pharisees. They had all that wisdom, and it birthed a lot of grief for them. You know? Because there was a lot of blood. There was a lot the Lord was looking for them to be doing. They're like, yo, you know. how you know all this, but you ain't, That's why he hated them the most. Now imagine if you was lonely during that time when the one that made the concept of knowing is on the scene versus being in that scene. You see? So all these seats of position and all that, man, look, more demons come with it, man. The bigger the mind, the bigger the demonic activity. It's more space for demons to roll. So that's why you gotta stay responsible upon getting opened up to this. Because you learn more, you get opened up to more, but you also get opened up to more demons. That's why I said knowledge puffed up. That's a demon. You fly away. You all out of space and shit. You ain't grounded no more. And ultimately you got Slocky.
Slocky said you ain't got black on.
Yeah, and ultimately, if you could read that one more time, talks about at 1 and 18. This is what a lot of men going to realize. Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes 1:18, for much wisdom is much grief.
Right.
And he that increaseth knowledge increaseth sorrow.
Right. Yep. So there it is. A lot of men start to realize that, man. That's in these seats. Right? Moses complained to that, man. That's some heavy shit, man. So that's why, this ain't nothing to play with, man. The Lord really, and this goes for really everybody in the truth. Because you got to think, your mind has been enlarged way more than somebody in the truth. It's like in the world. You see? So the Lord gonna hate you more than the nigga in the world, man. Your mind has completely got opened up. You're able to see the world for what it is, and how about you're a so-called black man, you can actually see the chariots and know they ain't stars, and you walking around basically on the level of a nigga in the world, man. You caught up in the same things a nigga in the world caught up in. You know what I'm saying? Your activity ain't no more than a nigga in the world. So who you gonna hate first? You! He ain't worried about them. The eyes of the Lord are upon, the righteous. Even the supposed righteous. They gotta watch everybody in this truth. Because you would have men try to bring in bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Here it is, we build it. You think ain't gonna have somebody on standby watching? Brothers got scriptures.
I got some.
Bible sorry.
In Sirach 2:1, it says, my son, if thou come to serve the Lord, it says, prepare thy soul for temptation. It says, set thy heart aright.
What's that temptation? Pride entering in. That's a big temptation. Because when matter of fact, get that in Matthew 4. When Yahushua, right, was set out to serve Yahweh, who came to him? The tempter. With what? With ways of exalting himself. With ways to pride, avenues to pride, man. What's the avenue to pride? Well, let's get some of the things he offered him. Go ahead. And we're going to jump back to this. Go ahead. It don't matter. 4 and 1. Yep.
Matthew chapter 4, verse 1. It says, then was Yahushua led up of the Spirit into the wilderness to be tempted of the devil.
Yep. See, to be tempted. There it is. That, you can't make it up. See that? Come on.
It says, and when he had fasted 40 days and 40 nights,
right,
he was afterward a hungry.
You see, Yahushua was a hypocrite. He literally was doing what? Preparing his, he was preparing his soul. Go ahead. You can't just be in the truth now. How the fuck you in the truth? How you gonna maintain? You ain't preparing yourself, man. Remember, your mind has been opened up, man. Your heart has been enlarged. You see? You know more, so you got more shit to bug out about, man. Nigga try to go way fire, man. Cause you've been exposed to things you would have never imagined. You can bug the fuck out, man. Go ahead. This shit not a game, man. This is not a game. Go ahead, brother.
It says, and when the tempter came to him, he said, if thou be the Son of the Most High,
right,
command that these stones be made bread.
See? Pride. You ain't got to fast. You already got power. You know what I'm saying? You need a house out. What you talking about? Satan will come to you just like that. You know what I'm saying? He'll talk to you on your level. That's how he get you, because you think it's you. You know? Brothers speak Spanish. They come talk to them in Spanish. You know what I'm saying? They say some shit. Slick shit. They say some slick shit. You know? That's how Satan, he think it's him and shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit ain't you, brother.
Suave shit.
Yeah. Fuck out of hell with that, man. Man.
It says, but he answered and said, it is written, man shall not live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeded out of the mouth of the Most High.
And that's proof for what? When the more your heart get enlarged, the bigger the demons gonna come. You know what I'm saying? The more activity the demons gonna come with. Because think about it, the devil really trying to get you. But he see you know much, he see how much you know now. So you can't come to you out here, come to a Jake.
Exactly. Little simple stuff.
He'll come to a nigga and let him know it's him.
Yeah, straight up.
A mom that don't know what's going on, he gonna come to you completely deceptive. You know what I'm saying? You think it's your mom on some nice shit, it's completely Satan in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? All black, good.
Verse 5 says, then the devil taketh him up into the holy city and setteth him on the pinnacle of the temple.
Pinnacle. The pinnacle. Can we get that word, pinnacle? Regular Google. Pinnacle. You can get it in the Greek if you want to. You know? Pinnacle. What does pinnacle mean? In the essence of it.
Let me get a Google.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
This is a pinnacle in the Google. It said the most successful point.
Woo! Wow. He's the most. Like, he took you to the. So these, you gotta think, was these actual places that Satan was taking him, or was these thoughts he was having? So Yahweh Shah was thinking about some of that dude on that side. You know what I'm saying? Those thoughts came to his head, I mean. You know? Like, you know what, man? I can run a 4-1. You know what I'm saying?
Say that the Most High outside
Yeah. Yeah, he said, but, you know, he said, you know, he's sitting there like, man, Shorty was looking at me. You know what I'm saying? She said she did like the power. You know? How Shah, remember, how Shah was just piping bitches. You know what I'm saying? He could have been piping shit the whole time. Not doing the work. You know what I'm saying? He didn't even do that though.
Yeah, right.
You know them thoughts came.
Yeah,
He's the author and finisher of our faith. You know?
He's turning to the flesh too.
It ain't nothing you gonna go through in the truth your house out and go through his head.
Like, you in the flesh. You walk around in flesh. Like, what desires do you got?
You gotta think, and that's your Howard Shot, so he got hit with everything that the left hand side can hit him with. He probably seen them. Imagine the women he was seeing. You know what I'm saying? The Satan had walk past him. You know what I'm saying? See, when you really get into it, that shit, you know, that shit crazy, man.
The region, you know what I'm saying? You know, he should get some experience. So we definitely see
What's up, brother?
I saw you guys before a couple of years ago.
You did.
Yeah.
You here?
Mm-hmm.
You see the state of the world today?
Yep.
It's worse than 2 years ago, right?
It's about the same to me.
In what way? In what way? No, I ain't gonna ask you that. In what way is it different?
The same as 2020. You still have to wear a mask and shit.
We seen him before that. We weren't wearing masks. Yeah. When we seen you, we weren't masks. We weren't wearing masks. There nobody wearing masks.
Yeah, we was over there. So
Yeah, you were on the other side.
Right. Yup.
You still here?
Yeah.
How often you preach?
Every weekend.
Every week.
Yup. Every Saturday.
Judah, Benjamin.
Yeah. 'Cause, you know, 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 'c It's that time, you know. You can't see the world ending.
They've been saying that.
Yeah, but it's the end of the end is here, man. And this, you want to know how we know? Y'all got some scriptures? There's some scriptures to show them how we know the end here. Listen, check these out. Y'all got it.
This is 2 Ezra 14:10.
Whatever y'all got.
It says, for the world hath lost his youth. It says, and the times begin to wax old.
You got it.
So everything, 2019, we already see in that state. The world as a whole is in a state, is in the worst state it's ever been. It's only getting worse. You got science to back it up too. You know, we got documentaries out here saying the oceans are going to be empty by the year 2052.
Which we know we ain't that much time left from now to 2052. America will be gone. Because you see what's happening with Russia and Ukraine, right? And Americans, they're sticking their nose in it. It's been pictures put out by China supposedly of Ukraine getting nuked, and China is on the behalf of Russia. So if America gets involved, basically America's on the brink of being destroyed, of being nuked. So what are the inhabitants of this place called America do? What do they do? What do you do? What do we do? When all these things happening that we're talking about is what's written. This is what's supposed to be going on. Give me that in Matthew 24. Read it out.
This is Matthew chapter 24, verse 3. And it says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming and of the end of the world?
So if you didn't think a Messiah, a messianic figure, actually walked this earth, well, what's recorded right here, documented in this, is from over 2,000 years ago. And the things he said supposedly 2,000 years ago are things that supposedly were to happen, or things that were supposedly were to take place in the future. Let's see what some of the things is. And if we can see some of these things, that's proof this messianic figure walked. What people call Jesus. His name is Yahushua. Come on.
And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ,
right?
And shall deceive many.
And that's what we've been happening. Like how you said. That's what we've been seeing happening. Like you said, they've been saying that forever. Yeah, a bunch of Christians, people that say they were Christ, and they deceive people. Because a lot of the stuff they were saying, they had no clue what they were talking about. The only people that know what they're talking about is the prophets of the Israelite race. So if you have a Christian and they don't push to you the Israelites, they don't know what they're talking about. Because the true Christians are the Israelites, who are today known as so-called Black, Latino, and Native American Indian people. We're the people of this book. Go ahead.
Yep. This verse 5.
And this Messiah is one of the people. He's one of these people. Right?
Yeah, so for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
And always was. Go ahead.
And shall deceive many.
Keep going.
And ye shall hear of wars. And rumors of wars.
That's what we're talking about. See that? This, you gotta think, this before a nuke was made. This is before a nuclear missile was made. So how will you know that? How he get it right?
Let me guess. An angelic being prophesies that.
Right.
An alien.
A what?
An alien, that's an angel. That's what they are, basically.
Yeah. Well, give me,
I know you're gonna think I'm nuts, but that's what they've been saying.
That's true.
I didn't make it up.
Give me Ephesians in the 2nd chapter. Start at 11th verse. Start at the 11th verse.
Yeah, the spaceship. Yeah, Ancient Aliens. You watched that show?
Yeah, alien just mean what? Stranger. Bring it
Yeah,
out, brother.
stranger to a foreign place.
Bring it out. Foreign country. Brother, be a far country. Go ahead, brother. 2 and 11. 2 and 11, brother. Go ahead. Bring it out.
It says, Ephesians chapter 2, verse 11 says, wherefore remember that ye be in time past Gentiles in the flesh.
Right.
It says, who are called uncircumcision by that which is called the circumcision in the flesh made by hands.
Right, go ahead. That's not the point. Go ahead.
Okay, it says that at that time ye were without Hamashiach.
See, at that time, you were without the Messiah. Right? Go ahead.
It says, being aliens.
Being what?
Being aliens.
Being aliens. Go ahead.
Says from the commonwealth of Israel.
Meaning what? Go ahead.
It says, and strangers.
You was a stranger. That's all it means.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
It says, from the covenants of promise.
See?
Having no hope and without God.
So my point is what? My point is just showing you the word alien is not some crazy, goofy, you know what I'm saying, concept we should be looking at like that. Or word we should be looking at like that. It just simply means stranger or foreigner. You
Yeah,
know?
like illegal alien.
Yeah, you gotta think you an alien. We're aliens.
Yeah, we're aliens on this freaking earth.
Yeah, we're aliens off the fact that we, like, the so-called Negroes was brought here. You know? On ships and cargo slave ships. You know? We're aliens. Period. All it means is a foreigner. Bring it up.
Yeah, this is Matthew chapter 21 and verse 33.
Like that right there. You see that straight ahead
What?
in the sky?
A star.
It's not a star. Where the other ones at?
A star.
Where the other ones at?
Up there. They're all over the
They're
place.
not stars.
Where are they then?
Those are ships. Those are very things that is going to save the people that believe in this truth from the wars that's about to break out.
Hey, I saw spaceships 10 years ago. They were gold.
They
Or
were what?
9 years ago. They were gold.
Gold?
Yeah, bronze.
Yeah, that's in the scriptures.
They were moving.
That's in the scriptures. Those are the chariots of Israel.
And something else crazy happened too. 2 days later, there was a tornado. It was like a slight tornado, but it was a thunderstorm.
Give me
You know what they were telling everybody?
32.
I guess they were letting us know that there was going to be a storm coming.
Yeah, come on. But read that real quick. That foreigner. Check that out.
How do you know they're alien ships?
Because we got pretty much the depiction of them, of these very things we see in the sky. They written in the Bible. Those are called UFOs. Those are same. Don't you know those are the same things that the government is watching right now? Look it up. They call them little tic. Somebody Google it. Somebody Google it. Little tic tacs. They call them little white tic tacs in the sky. Tic tac. That's like a little white tic tac. Those are the things that your government has been watching. Because there go a plane straight ahead right there. See that plane? A little bit lower. See that plane?
That's a plane.
It's a plane in between the trees.
It's moving. You'll see it flashing.
Straight ahead. See that plane? That's a plane.
That's
now
a
what's
plane.
that?
It's a 747.
Right.
So if
Or
I,
37.
if I could, so if that's a plane, that's a star. That's it. That's in the atmosphere. That's not a star. That's too close.
I see.
Yeah. That's a plane. That's a star.
Because I have a telescope at home.
Somebody give me Deuteronomy 33.
I saw something moving. It was
It's,
like sparkling.
26.
It was too good to be a star.
Who got that? Who got that Google? That Tic Tac thing. Okay. Go ahead, brother. Matter of fact, read that, and then we do that. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is Matthew 21 and 33. It says, here another parable.
Right?
There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard.
Yeah. So this is a parable. It's not really talking about what he's saying right here. He's using examples to represent some actuality. You know, he's using things to represent the actuality of what he's talking about. Go ahead. So he said, here another parable. Come on. The Messiah said this. Come on.
There was a certain householder
Right.
which planted a vineyard and hedged it round about
Right.
and digged a wine press in it
Yeah.
and built a tower.
Now, what is that actually talking about? A garden where it's fruit and grapes that's going to bring forth wine for him? No. That's dealing with the sanctuary of his people. That's going to bring forth a certain spirit, you know, because that's what wine is a spirit. Now, when you go to the alcohol store, they say wine and spirits. That's what it's talking about. Fruit, grape, wine, right?
It says, and let it out to the husbandman.
We're giving you wine right now. We're trying to pour unto you a certain influence. Like when you drink alcohol, you get under the what? The influence. You see?
Yeah.
That's what that's what the spirit does. But we're not trying to make you drunk. We're trying to actually. Yeah. You know, go ahead.
Clarity. It says, and went into a far country.
Go ahead. Let's just say it say wine the scriptures say wine rejoices the mind. You know how sometimes you can drink alcohol to get drunk, and sometimes you can just drink wine to get your mind right. Where you just need to sit and get, you know, take a load off. That's what this doctrine is supposed to be for you so-called black people. Regardless if you identify with that whole social construct or not. It's something you're supposed to feel in your spirit. If you one of us, right? Even if it ain't exactly what we feel, but it's something. You know, as far as not being right, some discomfort. This is supposed to be like wine unto you. It's supposed to make your mind better. Because if you're a so-called black person, you can't say you truly happy here unless you're completely blind. And I wouldn't think you are if you came up here asking questions. So you can't be completely content with your reality. It's either more you want to know or you're not happy. It's one or the other. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's it.
The far country, yeah, come on.
Yeah, it went into a far country. Yeah, kind. So here another parable. There was a certain householder which planted a vineyard.
A man that owns a house. Is it talking about actual householder? No, it's talking about the Lord, the Messiah. Come on.
Which planted a vineyard and hedged it round about.
Yeah, he planted a vineyard where plants is at. Things that's going to grow forth and bring forth things you can eat of. That's us. We're plants. You can eat of us right now. Go ahead. He set us up, the Messiah, in the Spirit. Go ahead.
And hedged it round about.
And he put hedges around us, meaning what? It's angels around. It's protection. You see? That's why that ship is up there right now. Go ahead.
And dig a wine press in it.
Yeah.
And built a tower.
Yeah. Go ahead.
And let it out to husbandmen.
Yeah, he built the tower. The tower represents what? Watchmen. Go ahead.
It went into a far country.
Because we got to protect this vineyard. We're standing up here on the watch. To help your mind be better with the wine we give you and the watch for danger. That's what the tower was set up for in the ancient times, to watch for war. Go ahead.
And let it out to husbandmen and went into a far country.
So that same man, he hired men to watch over this thing he set up. And he went into a far country. You see?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Second Acts.
That was it.
Yeah.
And he said he's going to come back. That far country is talking about the heavens. So when he come back, he's going to be looked at like a stranger. You see? An alien.
Yeah.
Now read that, brother.
This is from the New York Post. It says the UFO resembling a white Tic Tac.
See that?
White tip.
The UFO, there go a plane to the left. To the right, what's that?
A passenger jet.
Yeah, but to the right, what's that? Just sitting there. It ain't moving, it's just glowing and flickering. Now it's, you know.
A white Tic Tac.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it through my telescope. It was actually sparkling.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm like, that's too good to be a star.
Exactly. It's not a star. It's supposed to be a star.
Or maybe the Death Star.
Whatever. You know, white Tic Tac. You can show them the article. You know, you can look it up, brother.
Yeah, that's what I want to do.
You see? Show
Okay,
thing,
now I'm getting suspicious. That plane's been flying around those things countless times.
He got a picture. There's a picture on there, right?
It's zoomed in.
See that?
Whoa.
That's what they be up there seeing. That's from a pilot. That's from a jet. That's from a pilot on a jet.
Yeah.
That's what they seen up there. It's been coming out. Yeah, it's way more coming out now. Now read that. This is how we know this is what this is.
Yeah, the plane's been circling around those things.
Yeah. Yeah, the Gunnar ring. You got it, brother? You got
There's
something?
another plane.
Bring it out. Listen to this, brother. This is how we know. They not UFOs. They identify them. They IFOs.
IFO.
Yeah, go ahead. According to the scriptures. Go ahead.
Deuteronomy chapter 33, verse 26. It says, there is none like unto the Most High of Jeshurun.
It
says, who rideth upon the heaven.
Who what?
Who rideth.
Who rideth upon the what?
The heaven.
Upon the heaven. What's the heaven? That means sky.
Yeah, sky.
Yeah.
Space.
Yeah. He rides upon the heaven. And what?
It says, in thy help.
In thy help. The
says,
ships.
It says,
those ships is our help. That's why we have on this sign the UFOs. You know?
Wow.
Our people. Yeah, that's our help. Read it one more time.
That is crazy.
Deuteronomy 33.
That's how we're getting the hell out of here when World War III break out. But it's only for those that believe. He gonna leave most of his people that didn't want to believe this, and it's clearly understandable. It's just you gotta have faith to believe it. You know?
Yeah.
Go man. You ain't got nothing else to hope in. You know, we live a mundane life, work, got families, got a little hobbies we like, but we ultimately can see past this place. We know this shit is not it. You know? Go ahead, brother.
It says, there is none like unto the Most High of Jeshurun. It says, who rideth upon the heaven in thy help.
See? That's it. The scriptures say how the Lord shall defend. And another word for Jeshurun is just another word for Israel, for the Israelites. Jeshurun. That's another word for Israel. Okay? So he said he rides upon the heavens in our help. Those things are there to help us. And guess who's in them? The angels.
Yeah, the angels.
Bring it up.
This is Psalm chapter 68 and verse 17.
I got scriptures, bring them up.
It says, the chariots of God are 20,000.
They're called chariots.
You know what? I was reading the Bible in my house. It said what you exactly said. Wheel within a wheel, a four-headed being.
Yep, Ezekiel.
You weren't lying.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Psalm 68 and 17. The chariots of God are 20,000.
Yep.
Even thousands of angels.
Yep.
The Lord is among them.
So when you see, no, it's just a bunch of stars up there. No, it's thousands of chariots. The so-called white man lied to us, man. Most times it's not even dark. It's not even dark enough to see stars.
Yeah, I noticed it.
Yeah.
The constellation is a battle formation.
You know? That's all.
How about Santa Claus? What, Santa Claus is alive too?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's in the Bible. Get that.
Because you said Santa Claus.
So there, bring it out. Bring it out. Where we got it?
Because I looked up on a video. They said Santa Claus is a Santa.
Yeah, brother, you gotta get out of that American spirit, man.
Jeremiah,
I ain't believe that shit since I was a kid. So, yeah.
Jeremiah 10 and 2, it says, thus saith the Lord, learn not the way of the heathen,
That's the way of the heathen. Man.
and be not dismayed at the signs of heaven.
It's like we talking about. That's a sign of heaven right there. You know, those shits. You know, here it is. You can believe in Christmas, but not that you get to be dismayed at the signs of heaven. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Go ahead.
For the heathen are dismayed at them.
See, the heathen rather be like that. Go ahead.
It says, for the customs of the people are vain.
So we're talking about the customs. Christmas is a custom. Go ahead.
For one cutteth a tree out of the forest, the work of the hands of the workmen with an axe.
And do what?
They deck it with silver and with gold.
What that sound like?
Christmas.
Yeah.
I love Christmas.
He said it's vain. The creator of heaven and earth said it's vain. Give me Proverbs 3:5.
Well, it's about giving and being fruitful with each other.
Give me
I
Proverbs,
thought.
sorry, right, 5. 5 and 5th chapter.
Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 says, trust in the Lord Yahweh with all thy heart. It says, and lean not unto thine own understanding.
Yeah. Give me that Proverbs 16. Got that. Bring it out soon as you get it. 15 and 1.
Okay, it looks like they're moving. You see they're moving those
Yeah.
things.
All right. Yeah, bring it out. That's 16. There's a way. Yeah, there's a way. 1. Nah, you see. 16. Commit that,
Yeah, that's wild.
give me, what's that? Proverbs 16 and,
Yeah, that's freaky.
nah, Proverbs 16 and, 18. Or is that, 25? It's 25.
That's it this way?
No, man's right,
There's a way that seemeth right.
Yeah, that's it.
Proverbs 16 and 25.
Yeah,
There is a way that seemeth right unto a man,
yeah, listen.
but the end thereof are the ways of death.
The Lord could kill you for celebrating Christmas. He could have killed all of us. Because when you get under a Christmas tree, you're worshiping. Because there's presents under there. That's dealing with sacrifice. That's why they offer milk and cookies to Santa. And we switch the word. We play scramble with the word, right? We switch the word around to Satan.
Yeah, Santa's
Yeah. It's satanic. That's a complete satanic pagan holiday. And all the holidays come from the high holy days of the Israelites. The things you're supposed to celebrate, that spirit you looking for to just give gifts, that comes from your past. That comes from your heritage you don't know anything about. You know? Because you're a Hebrew Israelite. What replaces, what is Christmas a playoff of? Because I ain't trying to disrespect you. I just can tell you don't know. What is Christmas a playoff of? What's high holy day of the Israelites?
Passover?
No, not at all. Which one?
Purim.
Exactly.
What, Hanukkah?
No, Purim.
Purim. I never heard of it.
Yeah, Purim is another one. That's another high holy day.
Yeah,
That's what we would give gifts.
Right.
For
I didn't know that.
how many days? I think 7 days, something like that. And you can do it through Hanukkah too. Yeah.
How about Kwanzaa? Oh yeah, Kwanzaa. That's African.
That's African. We're not African. We're Shemites. The Africans are Hamites. They're from the son. They're from the son. Moses had 3 sons: Ham, Shem, and Japheth. Real Africans come from the son Ham. That's what the land, the continent that's known as Africa, is originally called. It's named after Moses' son Ham. We're not Hamites. We're Shemites. We come from his son Shem. That's where the Hebrew Israelites come from. Shem brought forth the Israelites. And Shem brought forth the Edomites, the so-called white people.
Right.
We don't come from them. They dark like us.
Yeah.
Israel's attached to Africa, but we're not Africans. It's that simple.
Not to dish you, but what if you're West African? Because we could be West African.
We are.
There's Israelites.
We are from West Africa. The Israelites are scattered abroad. So we got Israelites on every continent. You know what I'm saying? In every state, every country, Israelites are everywhere. They brought us from West Africa. But that's how we got the term African American put on us. We was brought from West Africa to America. So they called us African American. But we're not African. We weren't. They just found us there. The reason, if you look it up, is a map that was made by a man named Emmanuel Bowen. Look it up. He made a map in the 1700s, and on the map he cited all the reasons they was going through out of West Africa. And on West Africa, and on that map, it say Negro land. That's what they titled all of West Africa. And on it, it says Judah. Kingdom of Judah. That's when they came in and found us there. We fled from Rome. When Israel was taken by the Romans after the Messiah was killed and crucified. The Romans sacked Israel. So we fled into West Africa, according to the Bible. Give me that and the abomination of desolation.
Yeah, they're still moving. All of them.
That ain't the one. Is that it? Yes, it's the one that comes. It's like this is a map right here. Check that out. When you look into it further, it say what? Kingdom of Judah. That's West Africa. So when they used to use his maps to travel. He was one of the most famous cartographers by a map maker in the 1700s. He used to work for the likes of King Louis, bunch of famous kings, you know, and they would use his maps to travel, and that was one of the maps he made. So we weren't. That's why they called us Negro. That's why they called it, because they knew we weren't Africans. And then that same reason they found us in, it happened to say on his map, Kingdom of Judah.
I don't know about that.
I mean, I didn't make it up. He didn't make it up. That's the map.
I didn't say you picked it up. I was just thinking because I like to think that I'm African. I'm probably African.
Wow. Where's the word Africa come from?
Roman.
True. Basically.
Our culture is good. Look what we created.
But you're not African. African is the name of a white man.
I know.
So how could you be African?
It was named something else before African. It was Aki Flowers.
It was Am. Cum. That was the land. That was that continent's name. It was called Cum. Cum. Ham. That's how you say ham in Hebrew. Come. Because the Lord speaks Hebrew. That's the original language of the earth. Everybody on earth spoke Hebrew. Everybody.
The white people.
Everybody. And we can prove it according to the alphabet. The first alphabet of who got the Hebrew? Pull up the Paleo Hebrew.
Yeah, those things are still moving.
And then pull up the alphabet. This is how we know. Watch this. Get the first letter of the alphabet, right? In the Paleo, and get the first letter of the alphabet in the English alphabet. And then give me X. What's that? 1126. Alright. Who got that? He got let me see. Got the, we used that one. Who got the alphabet? You already got it. You got the alphabet? Beautiful. Now, compare those two. Now, check this out. Show them yours, brother. That's the first letter of the Paleo Hebrew, which is the language that we're telling you that is the founding language of this earth.
That is crazy.
Everybody spoke it. Remember about the at the Tower of Babel?
Yeah.
When the Lord came down and divided all the tongues? What language was they speaking?
Hebrew.
That's it. Now compare that first letter to the first letter of the alphabet.
It looks like a K. Hey.
It's like a sideways A.
Yeah.
See? You can match basically everything up. Like he got a W on there. See that?
Yeah.
He got
It's like a B.
Yeah, like a B. It looks like a G.
B, a G, everything. This is where it comes from. They actually got old stones. It's not a game. You can look up this stone called the Tail Dan Stellar. The Tan Dan Stellar. The Tail Dan Stellar.
Tail Dan Stellar.
Look it up real quick. To prove it's all types of proof that this real. David, everybody existed in the Bible. Now who were they? They were you. They were your people.
Yeah.
They so-called black people.
Dark-skinned black people.
David was a so-called black man. His son, Solomon, so-called black man. Brothers had them scriptures on flying, man.
Yeah, they're moving. You see them moving?
Yeah. We studied this, brother.
Holy crap.
You're not tripping.
I'm not hallucinating after all.
Not at all. Go ahead, brother. Check that out. Google that when you get a chance. He already pulled that up. He already said
What that is?
Let's get that
hieroglyphics.
That Acts.
It's a Paleo Hebrew.
The Hebrew
It was the first thing that I just pulled up.
Also get the
Yeah, I saw it's a tablet with
everything
writing.
that's being said, you brothers should be going to prove, man.
Tan
Not
dash
saying you're
Stellar.
being idle. You know?
Yeah.
Very simple. See, several that you got to find. Acts. I think this brother did that.
Yeah,
You got it?
Acts
26?
No, I got Acts 11.
Holy crap.
Yeah, that's it. You got 26? Okay. And it was something else that was quoted.
Desolation.
Abomination and desolation throughout it. There was something else. Just get that rule.
This is Acts chapter 26, verse 14. It says, when you were all fallen to the earth, I heard a voice speaking unto me and saying in the Hebrew tongue,
See? Yeah.
Saul, Saul, why persecutest thou me?
That was the Messiah. They speak Hebrew, man.
Yeah.
Completely still, and the Lord don't change. He still speaks Hebrew. So if the Creator speaks Hebrew, and we're His creations, shouldn't we still be speaking Hebrew?
Yep.
But the so-called white man changed everything.
Yep.
That's why they beat what tongue did they beat out of us when we were slaves?
What tongue?
Yeah, tongue is another word for language.
Hebrew.
Yeah, because you gotta think they beat a language out of us, right? And we
Yeah.
start speaking English. Well, what language were we speaking before?
Hebrew.
We had to be, and we got proof of that. We got everything we telling you. We got proof of. Give me Acts 85 and 11.
Real quick, have you noticed something about Naperville? It used to, 20 years ago, it used to be like all white, but it's changing. There's like, you don't see as many white people.
Yeah, I mean I'm not from Naperville, so I always know.
They say it's racist, but yeah, I've kind of experienced it, but not like people did back in the
You
day.
from Naperville?
Yeah, I lived here for 20 years.
Yeah. Where you originally from?
Chicago,
What side?
South Side.
At what age?
Little kid,
To like what?
3, 4 years old.
And you came here.
We moved to Bolingbrook, then we came
Oh
here.
yeah. So you've been around. You saw your whole life, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not dissing you. I'm just, that's just what it is.
How about you?
I
Have
get
you
it.
been around Esau?
Not like that, no. I've been around all people my whole life.
I mean,
I've been around. I know how they are. They, Esau everywhere.
I don't want to sound like an Uncle Tom. It's just,
Right.
I'm just used to their culture.
Right. It's understandable, brother. But that's why we're here. We all are. It's just more than others.
Yeah.
You a complete Hebrew Israelite, man. You're not an African by any means. The Hebrew Israelites existed. Who are they? Those are God's chosen people.
Yeah.
Who are they?
God's original chosen people.
Still, and they still are. It never changed. Africans can't do what we can do. You don't see, name the African Michael Jordan. Name the African Michael Jackson. Name the African, give me some more people.
Kanye West, Jay-Z.
Africa is just a name for the
Mayweather.
white man, basically.
Name the African De La Hoya. The Latinos are people too.
Let me ask you this.
What's up?
The whole continent that's Africa, let me say, all of it was ham, like you said back in the day, all of it.
All of them.
I just need to remember because, I don't know, the white man got me twisted.
Yeah. He had
Because
a-
Africa is a Roman general. I looked it up.
That's true.
Scipio Africanus.
That's
He
true.
went and conquered Africa.
That's true.
So we're Africans that are not African, basically.
Yeah. We're from that region, but we're not. Just like everybody on the continent, African, don't say they African. It's many different tribes of people that say they're different people. For instance,
They don't want to be
you
African.
got Sudanese
Yeah, Sudanese,
and you got Ethiopians.
Ethiopian, the Maasai tribe.
Yeah. Somalians. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, they're different people.
They're all different people.
They look the same, but they different.
Egyptians.
They don't even mess with each other. Like
What?
They want to get cross-breed, basically. They don't deal with each other. They know their difference.
All our people claim African from the
Same with the Europeans.
Yeah, they're all different, but they're all the same in actuality. See, but the thing is, all those people are actually from Ham that I just named.
Yeah.
The brother got the book to prove it. Matter of fact, read that real quick.
America is not America. It's basically from an Italian explorer.
Same exact story.
Americana Geo something.
Y'all
That's
brothers,
his name.
you brothers should be thinking the scriptures. You should be being idle.
Yeah,
I mean, you should be being. What scripture that got one nigga?
Psalms 49:11.
Nah, get the other. Micah 2.
Micah 2 verse 2.
Yeah.
It says,
Help him see what he's saying. No?
Yeah.
Go ahead. You want to step over them. Matter of fact. You got it. You got it, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead, bro.
this is Micah chapter 2 verse 2. It says, and they come in feuds and take them by violence. And
Yeah, bring this up.
it says, and houses and take them away. So
Now, when Esau got over here to the Americas, how'd they take this place? Did we have a quick tour?
Pardon me?
When Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, when he came to the Americas and conquered America, how did he take this place? Did he do it peacefully?
No.
How did he do it?
Like savage.
Like a savage, exactly. You know?
Yeah, because they were savages killing each other in Europe. They didn't have it any better either, the white man.
Yeah, that's true. They came over here and they massacred our people.
What they
know?
did to each other, they did to you and us.
Northern Kingdom and stuff. Everybody here you see on this board, all these people.
Same story.
12 tribes. Same story. You got a council over here. You ever heard of Bartolomeo de las Casas? Well, he was a conquistador, so he wrote a first, pretty much a point of view book of what he seen when he came over here and what he saw, being the so-called white man, what he did to the indigenous people that were here.
Yeah.
And those indigenous people, they weren't actually Indians. There's the northern kingdom of Israel. They're all the 12 tribes.
Didn't know that.
Get the Back Creek stone.
How did the Native Americans get it then?
Ohio
If they're from Israel.
Back Creek stone.
Did you ask about them?
If the Native Americans are Native Americans, how are they American?
How are they American?
Supply word.
Check this out. Give them that history real quick.
The Native Indians.
Get that Psalms 85 and 11.
That's what the so-called white man called them, but that's not actually what they are.
Yeah, whenever the brother's ready for it.
This is us. You got it? You got it? This is Psalm chapter 85, verse 11. It says, truth shall spring out of the earth, and righteousness shall look down from heaven.
The Bible says that truth is going to spring out from the earth. It's dealing with ancient artifacts that are springing up that you're able to use and look back on and to prove who was actually here at the time. You know?
Yeah.
We're about to show you something that was one of the artifacts.
Ohio Back Street, bro.
Back Creek Stone.
Back Creek Stone.
B-A-T, Creek, C-R-E-E-K, Stone.
These are many of the things that your ancient ancestors left over you, man. You know? Going back. And this is all before Yahushua. You know? Yahushua being people ignorantly know is Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
He finna come get us. That's why we gotta know this information before he come. They lied to us in the church.
I don't go to church.
Yeah, you don't either. This the real church. Church is the devil of building.
I never was in a church. All that crap. TD checks, I hate that.
Yeah, we all do. He a Hebrew Israelite. He just a wicked one.
He's a fat one. I heard he's a child molester.
Look at this though.
Check it out. It's the proof.
Wow.
That's from the what?
Hebrew?
Yeah. But who's that from? Is that the same thing?
Yeah.
You're doing too much.
Oh, you get that's
This
the
is the Decalogue stone.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
You got to show you that A, you know what I'm saying? Sideways, it's a Hebrew. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's from the Latinos and that's from the Native American Indians and Latinos. You gotta go, bro.
Yeah, they got another stone called was it Luna? The Las Lunas.
That's it.
Las Lunas stone that they found in New Mexico. You know, that's another artifact that the Northern Kingdom they left over here. But it's just proving that they were never really American to begin with. You know, that's something that they've been put on. This is how you've been called what? The African Americans. Now you think you're what?
African American.
Right? Give me
Yeah.
on Jeremiah 17:4.
Basically, what they're showing you is when they came here, the so-called white man found those things here. So that showed that those Indians, Mexicans, Latinos, whatever, they spoke Hebrew. They didn't speak Hebrew and that's what Hebrew. So they weren't, like the brother just said, Americans. They weren't.
Yeah. When you guys coming back?
We're gonna leave in a minute, so once you leave, he probably gonna close out.
Matter of fact, let's show him this. Let's show him the brother guy.
I got to run some errands.
He don't miss, he got you.
49. This is Deuteronomy 28 and verse 37. And doubt shall become an astonishment, a proverb, and a byword.
Now, byword is something that's given to a certain people, basically calling them nicknames, names that they never were. You know, derogatory. You know, American, black.
Yeah.
They call you black. Black meaning what?
White.
Dirty.
Dirty.
You know, void of light. So the opposite of white, because white meaning clean, pure. You know, and a Hispanic meaning what? A slave of a Spaniard or Spain, property of Spain. You know.
Yeah.
So
Or
let's get-
cracker.
let's
Cracker is
get-
derogatory.
Look at, and this is something that the so-called white man wrote in his book. It is called the Zondervan Dictionary. This is something that scholars have put together, and it tells you the difference between who the African Americans were, so-called African Americans, and actual Africans. They're two different separate people coming from two different separate lines. You got that?
Yeah, so Zondervan. No, I got it. So this for Ham, as the brother was saying earlier, Ham, which is come in Hebrew. So Ham, it says the youngest son of Noah, born probably about 96 years before the flood, and one of 8 persons to live through the flood. He became the progenitor, meaning the father, of the dark races. What did it say right there though?
Not the Negroes, but the Egyptians,
Ethiopians, and Libyans.
Libyans.
So he became the forefather of the dark races.
Yeah, makes
Not
sense.
not the Negroes, But the Egyptians,
Yeah.
which are what?
From Egypt.
Africans,
Africans.
Libyans, and the Canaanites.
Who wrote that book?
Africans are not African.
And then who wrote the book? That's the name right there. Zondervan.
Zondervan.
You know, a
Yeah.
so-called white man. And that's that. You know.
So the Negroes, you know, when you look back, you could do some research on some of the things that were going on while what so-called African Americans were being sold. You know, the Negroes,
Yeah.
they're being sold. They're actually selling them as Hebrews. They're calling them Hebrews. Going back to the Hebrews. Hebrews going back to the 12 tribes of Israel. That's your
Yeah.
nationality, brother, and you departed. So now it's time for you to come back to the Heavenly Father and keep the commandments, man, to the best of your ability, and repent, turn back from your ways, man. You know?
Yeah.
How old are you?
I'm 32. How about you guys? You're in your 20s, 30s? Yeah, I was born in 89. I'm 32.
Oh, man. Yeah, I'm 31. Basically.
How about you guys? How old are you?
23. 21.
21?
31.
31?
31.
30? All right.
Yeah. I'll be 31 a week. Yeah,
Come on, you guys like America a little bit. Just a little bit?
What you say?
You like America a little bit?
Not at all, man.
You like pop music? Like, let me think, NSYNC or anything?
Hell no.
Come
Before
on.
we knew anything, this shit was cool. You know what I'm saying? Backstreet Boys and shit. Like rap. That's
Yeah,
before
rap.
we knew this though.
Yeah.
See, we the same age, so we remember the same things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like completely basically.
Rock and roll,
That was cool. But who created all those things? Who created
the
rock and roll?
so-called black man.
Yeah. Who created punk?
Black.
Black people. There's a group named Death. They created that.
Yeah.
Them the chosen people of God, man.
Yeah.
We just don't know who they are. And most of our people that's popular like this, they know who they are.
Yeah.
They know. They'll never tell you because they sold out.
Yeah.
But that's what we here for. We ain't the sellouts.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Right,
It was nice meeting you guys.
man. All right, man. You gotta
Give me
go.
that Habakkuk 2:12. He said we love America. America got to pay for what it's done to our people, man.
Yeah.
You know? And it's continuing to do to our people. Pushing the music, you know, pushing the music industry on our people. You know? And even, like the brother was going into, earlier today, we got leaders in Israel pushing the same vibrations that Esau Edom was pushing to our people. They're like going in hand, pretty much, man. You know, leading the sheep astray. It says, woe to the pastors who lead the sheep, you know, astray. That's you're leading them outside of the flock, man. You know, our people are likened unto sheep. You gotta keep them in, but at the same time, you got goats out here try to think they know everything and move on their own accord. And these are the same ones that gotta be put to death because order gotta be put back on earth, man. You know?
He's about to turn into an old nigga.
You lost me.
He on his way to get what you said before, you was somebody on their way to be an old nigga. The Lord can wake his ass up. You know?
I hate to quote the devil. That's what Pac said in that one song. He's all like, man, the fight, they take the fight out of a man, you know, by the age of 30. You gotta strive while you're young, man, you know?
He's got good.
He's finished, man.
He's got good.
He's completely finished. You don't know who he is.
He's completely assimilated into Esau.
He's about to be an old dumb
Who
nigga.
that? Isaiah 26?
That's the shit I used to dread. Like when I was in my 20s, 16.
That's the conversation.
Yeah, we used to always talk about it. Like how you scared of when you hit 30.
We used to say like,
That represents failure, depending on where you at. You know what I'm saying? You niggas is failures, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's sad.
oh,
he still is.
you throw the sweater on, you know what I'm saying?
I
Basically,
went to
just
school with this nigga, man.
assimilate.
Nigga 32. You know what I'm saying? That shit crazy, man.
He's all right.
Hosea 4:6. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
You got these people. He's probably still living with his parents. You know, still just doing folly, man. You know, committing sin, living in sin, not repenting, and then he has no pretty much ambition to search. He has no fight left in him, man. Meaning that he's destroyed, man. Physically, mentally, chubby as hell. It's like that.
No, that's my bad, bro. It's like, if you was just gonna say, if that nigga 32 still living with his parents, it wouldn't even no point in talking to that nigga. You know what I'm saying? If you 32, you still live with your parents, there ain't no hope for your ass, man. You know? Really.
But then people got the nerve to say that, the Hebrew Israelites are the bums of the earth. That's some bullshit, man. You got literal bums out here, man. People out on the street, they're being judged, man. The Lord's judging these people, and he's preparing them for death, man.
Oh, that nigga graduated damn near 20 years ago, man. Yeah. And you still living? Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
He probably got him with white dudes.
Probably got it perfect and shit.
You know?
Probably got roommates or some white people shit. Like, he roommates with some white friends and shit.
Oh, he got him a white bitch.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? He one of those.
Yeah. You definitely see it.
He got him a white bitch. This is his wife. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Shiny boots.
Yeah.
Got him wearing shiny boots.
She got him on a leash, probably, man.
That's it, bro.
Idolatry, man.
He one of them niggas.
He loves America too much, man.
He asked that, for real. He really asked, y'all, what is it, man?
But see, that's how you know, like, this brother brought up there, man. I was thinking about, like, man, I fucked him up, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I was like, brother, can you hate the so-called white man? And I was thinking, like, why the fuck I do that shit? And I was like, see, it's probably too much. But see, I was just jumping to the chase. But see, in this same instance now, that proves that not to matter, because we weren't even pushing hate to him. You know what I'm saying? How did he take us back to the point of saying, do you guys hate America? Brother, we're not even pushing that to you. We teaching you straight history, and we talking about chariots. How do you get out of all of that, the hate of America? So it don't fucking matter. It don't matter. So basically I say that to say, it didn't matter what the fuck the brother that you brought up here got told. You know? That shit not gonna offend somebody of the elect, man.
That's right, son.
Fuck out of here, man.
It's a war, man. You gotta be in a warlike mentality.
That bitch ass nigga Salaki, that bitch ass nigga ain't been back since, man. That's why I said quit talking to that nigga, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He ain't a slut. You know?
You got it. If I can, that's it. I knew him back in the world. That's it. All the nigga did in the world was following mugs. They said he ain't say shit, ain't stand up for shit. He was just like a robot. You know what I'm saying? Just follow suit. That's it. You know what I'm saying? This is Sirach chapter 2, verse 12. It says, "Woe be to fearful hearts and faint hands,
That's it.
and the sinner that goes two ways. Woe unto him that is faint-hearted, for he believeth not. Therefore shall he not be defended."
Like the brother said, man. You're not gonna be offended when the brother tells you to hate the so-called white man. The Lord hates the so-called white man. Pursuing a Romans 9. He hated Esau, man. He's in this the water. He still hates Esau. He's Esau set to be destroyed, man. So you saying that, you being offended and you looking at brothers sideways for thinking this way, the Lord's gonna kill you, man. There's no purpose for you. You're not set to be the people that are gonna go out and accomplish what the Lord's will is, which is establish the kingdom, man. Take the kingdom. Yeah. Any brothers got scriptures?
So Lord, when you've been edified, that was the example the Lord sent up here to show why judgment don't begin at the house of God. Because look what niggas do with man. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. So with that, all honor, praise, and glory be to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Wahakwa.
Alright, so next time with Baba Ball.
Baba Ball.
Call me out Solomon.
Call me out Solomon.
Shalom.
Shalom.
All that. That's what that nigga heard. That's what he summed it up to.